Hello, everybody. Are you there? That's what I'm asking myself. I'm trying to mess with the camera and the mute button, and I hit the wrong thing. So let's see. Why can't we not see? Oh, because my camera's turned around. It's turned backwards. So we will go on here. Which settings? Camera. Um. Okay, here I am. Finally, trying to get this thing to do right. All right, so I'm going to post up the um guests, invite guests. Gee, you guys, I'm telling you, sometimes you have to wonder about these things. Invite guests. Here we go. Copy. Gotta learn how to pin to the top. Copy here. There we go. So I just put the StreamYard link in, everybody. And I'll wait for we'll see who comes in and hangs out. Come in and chat. Come in and do an open panel. We can definitely do that. I'm trying to figure out where's my background stuff here. Here we go. I'll put that up there. How about that? Where's the other layout too? Banners, layout. That's funny. I love this one. Maggie made it for me. It's pretty interesting. It's full show. It is so chilly outside, y'all. I'm definitely gonna have to get me like a little heater to put outside, um, in the little patio area because my goodness, I was really cold when I went out there. I was smoking a cigarette. I'm like, oh my god, it's so cold. So I went and put warm clothes on, and but yeah, you have to put a jacket on at night right now because it's been that chilly, and so there's that. Who else is up late on well, now Monday morning? My youngest son's birthday is today, so yeah, got to give him a jingle in the morning and see what he wants to do for his birthday. I think we're gonna have a barbecue over here and some cake and stuff, and hang out, listen to some music, do some chill stuff since everybody just paid their rent and all their bills, so we're all kind of a little short on funds. So we'll do what we always do, and we don't have a lot of money. We just get together as a family, and everybody throws in a little bit of food, and we all throw it on the grill, and away we go. Oh my goodness, you guys! I'm telling you, I have the one thing I can say is that I'm a lot happier about this. The mosquitoes have been way down because when it's cooler at night, those doggone mosquitoes ain't interested in this time of night. Even when it was kind of, they were biting, wasn't too bad. But yeah, see, I'm just gonna sit here and chill with y'all, and hopefully soon we will get some takers. I'm gonna go take us outside and get us around some really cool lights. I'm gonna put my super heavy duty. It's called a short robe. If any of you have heard of it, but it's more like a jacket robe. So instead of some really long thing that, gets in your way when you're trying to sit down and stuff, it's more of a. I have all different kinds, but this one's kind of cool. I forgot for a long time that I had it, and I had it in storage for years, and then I finally brought it over here and just started keeping it here because if you don't have it nearby, it's hard to remember, right? Okay. So let me get that on, and we'll go outside. Bigfoot is outside at midnight, by the way, doing brats, y'all. Heating up brats. So, what is in my pocket? That's weird. The lid to my Sprite. Okie right, go outside. I think I'm gonna end up having to make some warm coffee just to stay warm, you guys. Holy moly. Alright, here we go. And the window's even steamed. The window's steamed over. No? Okay. I don't see Bigfoot out here, you guys. So, I'm gonna walk over here and. Oh, I hear that. But I hear something. Come over here to the light feature. And watch that. The fountain only runs about 4 hours at night, and so right when it starts to turn dark, it comes on. So, but with the running lights around it, you still get the light show. Gotta love that, right? We're gonna go inside the tent and try to get warm in here. I'm gonna turn on some lights so we can frickin' see, guys. Oh, I'm going to. We got some light here. Put that right in the middle of the table so we can see. This is the light I have like down in inside the palm tree plant. It's kind of cool. It gives it a nice little shine on the up in the top. Okay, guys. Oh yeah, that's why. I was wondering why it's so dark out here. It's because the outdoor lights are off. They must go off. We can turn those back on, right? The lights that wrap up around here, I think, by remote. Even after they shut off, I think we can actually turn them back on. Oh, okay. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing back on as soon as I find the switch. We'll see which one we like, guys. Green? How about blue? I'll do the dark one. Ooh, that looks cool. We'll turn that one on. I mean, yeah, we got some. We have another set of those lights, and we might put them up inside here because it would definitely be a lot brighter if we did. I think we've got a heated throw, and I was telling my husband, I said, hell, we could bring that out here, and that'd keep a person warm too. But yeah, okay, this light. Set us up here, guys. We can see. All right. All right. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. How you, hon? You want to be a full moon night owl with me? Let me find the full moon, by the way, guys, because earlier it was so bright. It was literally lighting all this up. Up there, there she blows. She's right there. Looks like a little dot from here, but that is a big ass full moon tonight. And last night it was like really super bright too. That's so crazy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the other set of lights like that, and I think I'm gonna put them up inside the awning here. My crazy makeshift aquarium situation here. I mean, it stays pretty decent in here. I got all the curtains wrapped around, but it's still a little bit chilly. Okay, where's my other light? I have another light out here. Oh, here it is. Let me go get it. We're gonna grab it. Okay, guys. The sensor light. Honey, what'd you do with the sensor light that was on the fridge? Oh, he put a napkin over it, y'all. Leave it to Bigfoot, right? So here we go. See, that's much better. Okay, we'll go that route. This thing's magnetic, so it's kind of cool. There we go. Now we can see better, huh? Yeah, there we go. Get some good lighting going on here. If I can get my phone. Leanie, my love. You're up. Did you take a nap? Probably not. I don't think me and you take naps, but if we don't feel good, maybe. Gotta get my phone stand out here so I can see better. Let me see about putting this down here. How's that do? Yeah, that helps a little bit. Having it down there like that. My palm tree's out here, and I think it always looks neat when they put lights underneath, like down inside the tree lines at palm trees out like in Vegas and that they have like lights in the ground and they shine up and highlight the all the palms. So I think that's so cool. Y'all, turn this. I can't turn this sideways. If I turn it sideways, it won't be good. Oof, it's chilly, chilly, chilly. So chilly. I was slept most of the day. Really? Well, that's good. I'm glad you got some rest, sweetie. I know normally on a typical day, though, you probably don't nap that often. I do occasionally, but only if I've like not had any sleep at all. And I think this morning or yesterday, sorry, I went to bed at like not till 6 in the morning, and then by 9:30, my daughter was blowing up my phone because they were moving it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, but I'm pretty much used to 3 or 4 hours. That's about as much as I get. The pain and agony of life always seems to keep me awake. But you know what? If I can't sleep, I might as well be hanging out. And at least, usually, if I can't sleep, I'm like in the house and I'll be watching movies or catching up on cases or something like that. That's usually where I go with everything. But um, I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to quiet a person's mind. Just didn't feel like dealing with today, so I stayed in bed. Right? You know how many times I feel like that. And then I got to get up and feed the dogs. And by the time I do all that, I'm wide awake. But I think once my hubby gets back to work and he's got his schedule back on track and used to another new schedule, then I'll probably be back on track with sleeping normal hours again. At least I'll be trying to. This thing's wild. Let me see what this looks like if I put this against the plant. That's pretty cool. Let me see. No, I can see the plant. Hold it. Here we go. Yeah, that sensor light will stay on as long as you're in front of it. It's pretty bright though. I got it sitting on the side of the table. Holy moly, guys. I wasn't ready for it to get this cool this quick. I mean, I had gotten so adapted to the heat and just it being so humid at night. There was nights when it was so hot out here, it was just stifling. Now that was a little ridiculous. Now I can handle like 80s, 70s, 80s at night are nice. Just not 90 and hot and humid. See my, like it's, oops, come on camera. It's like an animal print, but it's a fleece, like short robe, they call it. It's definitely warm. I'm glad I have it because I was really cold and just my lightweight hoodie was not enough. It was literally, I was freezing right through it. So, oh gosh, you guys. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if I can put this light facing upwards, what it'll do if I have it facing up. There we go. That works too. Yeah. Look at the smoke. It looks like what are those like foggy nights somewhere? This is actually a little mug that I have my sweet potato slips in. It's really that's crazy, right? I love fog so much, right? As long as I don't have to fly in it, I'm fine. Not that it doesn't go away once you get through the top of the clouds, but oh, I'm so cold. Trying really hard not to smoke in the house at all, so either got to be hot, cold, or something in between. There was a couple days when it rained, and I just sat in the kitchen by the window, but preferably out here is better. I think Bigfoot. What you doing, babe? You still messing around with stuff? Trying to organize stuff still? We've been working all day on different stuff. I've been packing up the like stuff that, you know, I planted a couple things in some other spots so I could get the planters they were in cleaned up and put away. I've cut up and pulled out dead stuff and trying to get things ready for fall. Okay, the light went off. Oh, because it's on a sensor. Yeah, so I wonder what it would look like if I stuck it under here. That's kind of wild too. Oh, that lights the whole thing up, but it's under the table. That's a good idea. That works too. Well, that's really bright. Stick it under the table. So the table's lighting up. I've seen a bunch of deer. My dog was trying to chase them. Good thing he's hooked to my back, right? Except for when they try to take off and you're hooked and you're with them. Are you are y'all cold? Here. I am freezing, Lainey. I'm literally freezing. I'm outside in a really heavy, like, fleece robe, long pants, a long sleeve shirt, warm socks, and my hey dudes. RC, good morning. How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm cold. I don't understand it. I really don't. Okay, so all I gotta do is move around, the light will keep popping on. I rolled on the pavement. Oh my goodness. It's definitely perfect hoodie weather. I have this thing though about hoodies. I mean, if I'm freezing, I can get past it. But the whole having the hood above, or like tight around your neck, I'm not a real fan of stuff being all like really close around my neck. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I always wear V-neck shirts mostly because they're just comfy. I don't know, you guys, man. Life is just too crazy some days. So much shit to do. Oh shit! And like that, drop your phone. Crash. It goes. Oh man, it's cold out here. And I'm up inside here, man. Maybe that other side over there'd be warmer. Because we have this like up against the back of the house. So, and then there's curtains. I put one of the walls on over on that one side I was showing y'all earlier because just to try to block some of the wind down. But then when it's windy, that thing goes completely rampant and starts like flying all over the place. It's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me right now? I don't know about this light, y'all. I don't know how I feel about it. Let's stick it on the side of the leg of it. The nice thing is it's magnetized, so the the magnetized part of it really helps. I'm gonna get this light back up on the table. keep dropping my phone, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm dropping the phone. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I got plenty of light. I can see what the hell I'm doing out here. Oh my gosh, I made some coffee and that warmed me up a little bit. Oh my goodness, I still have to go back and water the watermelon. They tell you to water late at night or early in the morning, so I've been doing it before I go to bed at night, or at least before I go in for the night. I gotta still water the watermelon, babe. You okay? Okay. So yeah, so he worked on the shed today, organizing that, and just trying to get some things organized, and then tomorrow we're gonna go to storage and clean up and organize stuff in there and get a bunch of stuff out for the kids for their house that they just rented. The twins, they're both 26. They got their first house, so they're really excited. And I'm so glad that they did the majority of it themselves. We have a few things that we'll haul over to help them out tomorrow, but it's going to help me out too. The stuff I need to get out of storage so I can get rid of that storage unit. So we're trying to organize stuff here. Sorry, he's using electric. And then we're trying to we have a garage where my car's parked, and there's space in there in the front, and then there's a little loft area. And so we've got to get that all straightened out. Kind of move some things around and that. And we got to get the truck taken in this week because for some reason the rear cylinder part of the brake keeps locking up on the one tire. So we took it and had it fixed months ago and had that taken care of, and I don't know why it's doing it again. So got to get that taken care of because my other younger son, whose birthday's tomorrow, has an RV park that he lives in, and in the winter they're going to close down this year. The city asked them to, so we have to move him. And luckily, his siblings just got a house, so my plan was park his camper behind their house for the winter, and then he can pay them rent, same rent he was paying where he was. That way it helps them out with utilities and stuff, and pays for the extra electricity and stuff that he's using in the camper, which isn't a lot. But it'll be nice. They'll all be able to help each other out, and yeah. And so and then we'll just trade assisting each other, because I've been trying to get my son over here, but he works a lot, to help my husband take some of this tree down. And I don't remember what he was asking Corey to help him do something, and he needs to borrow the weed whacker and things like that. And I said, well, we'll help you, you help us, and everybody will be happy. We'll all get our shit done, right? So yeah, it's a beautiful full moon. There was one last night too. I like to do shorts when there's a full moon because they're kind of neat to look at. Especially, but if you're doing it, well, I don't know how we did it that one night. That one time, I think we zoomed in 28 times. It was 28 times zoom, and we were able to get a full picture of the moon. It was amazing, you guys. I couldn't even believe that we could see it like that. You could see all sorts of stuff on it when it was zoomed in. It was almost like we were looking through a telescope, but it was just the camera on my phone. And I think I did make a short of that a long time ago, but it was pretty neat to see it like that, So thank goodness we have lights on the shed back there so that we can see. If you have to go back that way, because it used to be just pitch dark back there before I put those lights up. Here in a minute, when he's done doing what he's doing, we have two hoses, and he'll put one hose and attach it to the other, so it's long enough for me to just drag it back there and water stuff, which is amazing because that's really helpful. It's a lot easier than trying to stretch a hose. Or what I was doing though is I was just going, since the watermelon are on the left side, I was just going around that way with the hose to water them and then doing the other stuff on the other side. The stuff in the raised bed, I've got it all tucked away with the plastic over it for now. But yeah, the watermelons, there's so many of them coming up. And now that I got all the pests and any disease that was going on, all that cleared out of there, now they're really starting to take off. And unfortunately, we're going to get the first frost before all those are ready to go. So my only hope is to put them into I can't drag that in the house. If I had an outdoor like Five Seasons porch or something like that, would be perfect to put a greenhouse in, because you could have your sun coming in the window still. But I think we're going to go for a greenhouse and put it back there behind the shed and just put everything inside and see if we can't get, some more grow time out of the fall. So hopefully it'll warm up a little bit. I know we got some warm days still coming, but yeah, we're gonna have to look for that heated throw. That would be perfect for out here, Be great. Who knows what we did with it? We had it. I know it. One year my son went camping and we let him use that, but either a heated blanket or a small heater on the ground in here blowing into this area with it enclosed should help. Matter of fact, well, I was going to say the one that we gave the girls, but that probably wouldn't be very sufficient for out here because, it's more of a tabletop heater. I'd rather get one of those that sits on the ground. It's like almost looks like a fan. It's like a fan heater. It kind of moves the air. You okay over there? Make sure you're spitting in the grass, brother. Not on the patio. I heard Bigfoot spit hit the ground, y'all. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's called a night sprinkler. What little heater? Oh. Why do you want to go somewhere at 12:30 in the morning? I'm going to whip you. No, this robe is really warm. It's just, you just got to kind of like bunch yourself up and keep your body heat enclosed, and kind of helps. However, I'm trying to do. I got the heater running in here, guys. I don't know what the heck's going on. It's getting bubbles in there because it's warm inside but cold out. The lid, anyway. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This crazy bug zapper's wild. It has LED lights on the top, which is kind of nice because if you don't have bugs, you still have light. You can do just plain white or color changing. I'm all about color changing. Tomorrow, I've been collecting all my coffee grounds, and tomorrow I'm going to take them out and lay them out on a tray and let them dry up a little bit. And then, since most of the plants back there have mulch, I'm going to take and put some of that, some of those grounds around those watermelon plants back there in that soil, because it's really good for them. That should help. And then every couple days when I water, I give them a dose of that concentrated cucumber organic fertilizer. It's liquid. You just mix it with water. So I've been feeding all of them that, and that's really helping a lot. I'm really glad, because there's so many different things that need different kinds of things fed to them throughout the season, and there's a lot of the things that I didn't know about. I didn't start out with any pests in my plants, but then I noticed they was getting pretty bad, and they were like getting on everything, biting through all my leaves, just getting on everything, and I was so annoyed. I was like, wow. But I'm sure it's just part of the whole gardening experience, right, guys? Mm-hmm. This seems to be the best spot to set the food. I have this cool stand, and I need to get it out and start using it. And you put your phone on it, and then if you're doing a live or whatever you're doing, and you're moving around or whatever, it'll move with you. So, like, if you're doing a live where you're in the view, then it will sense your movement and then move with it. So I'm gonna have to try that sucker out. Yes, we will. Okay, this light's just gonna stay on forever, isn't it? Of course it will. What am I doing? That is weird. Gotta put things in the right places, guys. Here we go. Oh, that's pretty. That lights that sucker up. Trying to find different places to put the light. The crazy thing about it is it's really bright in here, but you can't see when you look up that the light is shining up. It's so weird. Can you see? Yeah, I can see now when it's facing upwards. Yeah. Right now, I got this awning on the lowest setting because of the lowest position of height, because it can go in 3 different heights. But I've got it on the shortest one because when we get these wind storms and this crazy wind, the lower it is, the better it is. Because if it's up tall, like the first time when we got a storm and got caught in it out here, and we didn't have time to do anything but hold on because there was no time to try to adjust anything. We were getting drenched. If you've never seen it, go look at the shorts. There's 2 of them. I think my daughter's in one of the pictures, one of the photos, but they should say something about rainstorm or hurricane or something. It's pretty funny because it was really coming down, you guys. I was like, oh my gosh. Plants. Oh man. It's nice to be able to come out here though and not have the dogs carrying on. And they usually don't late at night either. That's the reason why I used to do a lot of like hanging out online late at night, because it's quiet in the house. Everybody's chilling, resting, so you don't have all that chaos. With because when everybody's awake, everybody thinks, oh, it's time to eat, or oh, it's time to play, and it's like, no, go to bed. Let's see if I can change this around. There we go. Got my some kind of watermelon plant. It's a fake one that's hanging up. I wish I would have never put it out in the sun over there by the water feature though, because the sun really like got it pretty what do you want to call it? Lightened the color of the plant. Even though they say they're supposed to be UV protected. But yeah, look at the palm tree. It's huge. A big one. It's been growing for a while. I think I got it in May. Got it on Mother's Day. And so that was wild. It's gotten big. I've had to like prune that too and take some of the palms off, and they grow back just like the flowers. When you take off the dead bulbs, they turn around and bloom another one. So I know, me too, Mary Jane Doe. I've always been kind of. I always had a hard time sleeping, so um, at night it's just like I said, it's quiet and there's not a lot going on, so you can get shit done or chill without being interrupted as much. It's crazy. Millie Joe, hello, welcome in. How are you this after midnight? What do they say after midnight? We're gonna let it all come out. It's Hangout, but we'll change the words. I'll go over here. Gotta move around. Stay warmer when you move, right? I wanted to set up like seating out here near the water feature, but We never did get that done. It would have been a lot less warm out here. The ducks are just chilling, everything's sleeping, nothing's moving. During the day, they usually move around when the wind goes. When the wind goes. The fountain was going wild earlier. That thing was like 4 foot tall. I was like, oh my gosh, look at you. Okay. And my other little fountain just recently turned off too. I think pretty much all of them are off right now, yeah. I think they're set for, so they come on at dusk and then they run for about 4 hours at night and then they shut off. So they probably all just shut off in the last hour, I'd say, but I agree too. They got pretty big and I actually see a big difference with no mosquitoes in my little yard. Right, yeah, there's so many like specific plants that they recommend that you plant to help with bug infestations in your what am I trying to say? In that's fucking terrible. Sorry guys, I'm trying to adjust this light. Um that complement and keep that stuff down. Next year I'll have this all figured out and I will not have to I won't have to worry about having the bugs attack everything like last year because I was kind of like I don't know. It was kind of upsetting. And we had a really weird summer here. Not like one we've ever had before in all my years of living in this state. Um, and go figure it's the summer that I decide to do flowers and garden stuff, Why not? Why wouldn't that happen? It's just my shit luck. So I'm hoping for a better season next year. But I wished I would have started out with a little more research. I seen those little greenhouses. I'm like, oh, these are so cool. I can seed start, but then our season didn't start when it was supposed to, so I couldn't get most of that stuff out and get it planted outside in planters and stuff or whatever in time. So I was only able to save like some of the stuff that I started. Some of it was no good. It took too long. I don't know. But yeah, I was saying earlier today in the live that I have a cruise coming up in October. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to go. I might have to postpone it. I'm hoping not. I'm going to give it another like 3 or 4 days to make a decision. I'm hoping I don't have to postpone it. This one, the last one was the Bahamas. This one is the Western Caribbean. And so instead of going to the right from Galveston and going over to Bahamas, we'll be going to the left and cruising around the coast of the Mexican, like Cozumel and places like that is where we'll be going on this one. And it'll be the Carnival Jubilee. It's their newer boat. It's even bigger than the last one because the last one, they had my cabin on the Lido deck, which was deck 10. And then I think it had 15 decks, the boat. This one, the Lido deck, y'all, is on the 16th floor. So this one's probably got 20 decks on the ship. I'm just guessing. Because usually there's only like usually one or two more decks above the Lido deck. And then that's at the very top of the boats where they have like the water slides and all that wild shit like that. Was only thinking about you yesterday. Hadn't seen you for ages. Right? I know I had just told him that earlier too, Melly Joe, that I was like, dude, I haven't seen you in a minute. Yes, ma'am. Sir. I mean, sorry. I'm thinking of the ladies on the chat. Sorry, what? No, I've been spark plug fire long enough. You did? Oh, wow. Off of the old set. I had it laying around. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. Finally found one of the longer ones. I was like, what? No way. Oh wow, that's good.
Tired of fucking seeing. I kept seeing, thinking that they were all short. We finally found one moving stuff around. I just switched this stuff.
Wow, that was quick. Well, Bigfoot's out here, you guys, at 12:40 a.m. and he just fixed a spark plug wire that we've been having problems with. Number 4 has been acting up, and so when it ain't the plug, it's the wire. Just know that. And it can make your vehicle drive really shitty. Oh my gosh. I gotta say is with all of them, they both need different things. The freaking van, the exhaust needs to be fixed. It drives me crazy. I wanted to fix it, but he wanted me to get the shocks and struts first, so we did that. And he put the shocks on the day he was picking up the kids for summer break, and the struts he still hasn't put on. And so yeah, we've got a few things we have to work on. We have a bushing that needs fixed. It's called a subframe bushing. Really hard to change. And hoping that him and my son, the two of them together, can figure it out, because it takes a special tool, a presser that presses that in and can pull that out, and it is more money than the part, y'all. So I'm like, oh gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't like this light. It's almost annoying. Because see, it's one of them lights. It can really get blurred if you, yeah, have it too close. It's got a lot of LEDs on it. It's so bright. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm blind. Stay there. Come this way just a little bit. There we go. And then the thing of it is, they always say if you drink caffeine and do different things, you can't go to sleep, but that's never affected me. I can drink a cup of coffee and go lay down and go to sleep. Ugh. Oh, gotta get that oxygen in. That's wild. So at a distance, it's not so bad, but yeah. Have it up, facing up at the top. They're like, hey, we can see everything out there. This doggone thing's nice and bright. I wonder if I turn it up on a different light setting. It has all these different light settings, you guys. We'll go. I think that one's purple, red. This is the white one, so maybe if I leave that on, that's really bright. Well, that's nice. Yeah. I'll just leave the white light on. There we go. Me and my crazy outdoor aquarium, you guys. Let's look down in there. I got a heater going on over there. Trying to get this water and warmed up a little bit because this is outdoors and it's cold out here. So I'm trying to warm that water up so we can get some other stuff to put in there. I got my eyes set on a couple. We were thinking a cherry shrimp, a snail, and 2 goldfish for in there because it's pretty big. It was supposed to be, and we were supposed to have it done like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or more. And it was still nice and warm out here. We were going to do an temporary outdoor aquarium pond like thing, and then eventually take that stuff and put it inside in another tank. But yeah, exercise is good. I've been doing a lot of it since, well, I think May is when I started my outside expedition. I called it an expedition. We're going to run inside real quick, guys. It's going to be dark in there, but I will turn on the light when we go in so that we're not in the dark. We will turn on the light. I got to go get something. Okay, so we're going to go inside. And I think I got my palm tree light on in the living room so we can see. Hi, buddy. Dog's waiting for me right when I walk in. Yeah, it is. It's on. Turn on the fish tank light, though. See what Vegas is doing real quick. I like to check on him a lot because he's my buddy. Oh, there he is. He knew I was coming. Look, say hello, everybody. Oh, he's upside down. Look at you. Look at you, fishy. Oh, look at he just loves his plants, you guys. Anybody that's going to do any kind of a tank, I totally recommend the live plants. This long one here, there's two of them planted in this little pot. They're a really long plant. I did not mean to get ones that deep for his tank, but and then over here, this is a live plant as well. It's a little shorty for a smaller tank. The red one in the back is fake, and the ones up here, we'll open up the aquarium. These up here floating is a special kind of plant that floats above water. So he's so funny. He loves to be back here, and he sleeps in all his leaves. And then he's Turbo's down inside the pineapple in the SpongeBob pineapple thing here. He's down inside there, right on top of the coconut. But earlier today, he was up on the back side of the pineapple where the top of the pineapple is. It was so funny. He is such a character. I can't wait. He's like, I can't wait to get a bigger tank, Mom, for Christmas. Yeah. Can get a big tank. Lots of room to swim. Huh, buddy? He just sits and looks at me from in there. It's so funny, you guys. Bikini bottom. Okay, thank you. I was trying to remember what that was called. Y'all, I couldn't resist. And then I'm looking at it going, I hope he can fit in there. And you know what? One day I happen to be walking by, and I'll be doggoned if that fish, as I was walking through the room going in and out, hi, buddy. He literally was swimming inside there. And I was so excited because I was hoping he'd go in and check it out. He did. It just took him a minute. Look at him. He's just sitting right there on the plane, just waving his little fins. Look at him. Aren't you just so nice, buddy? Look at you. Yeah. He's just funny. Especially when I turn the light on and he already knows, he feels my vibration. He knows I'm already coming before I even turn the light on. And I'll turn on the light and he'll be like sitting right at the front of, like right here, looking straight at me. What you doing, buddy? Huh? What you doing? Taking a nap? Okay, well, if you could swim down here, you can entertain everybody for a minute while I go check on something. But I'm not muting because the dogs are quiet because they're chilling, you guys. They're not saying anything. They might change their mind, hey? Okie Okay, so do I make coffee or don't I? That's the question to be asked. Coffee or no coffee? What shall we do? I don't know. How about you? He's up there. Are you going to move, buddy? You go down there and swim? I don't know if you guys know how, but I'm trying to figure out how to get when I have the camera to the back, it's weird. It's only like it either gives you this shape or a square, but it doesn't give you the full screen. And it's really odd. Don't hate a girl for asking. I have a rep to protect. Y'all are so silly. Okie dokie. Makeup is great. That's empty. Yeah, I filled up my empty Folgers can. And so what I do with it is I fill that up with my coffee grounds. There he is. He's gonna fan out. He's funny, you guys. What are you doing? Look at you swimming away. He's like, I'm on the camera, man. What are you doing? Hey, buddy. Hello. How are you? You can come entertain everybody for a minute for me? Come on down here. I wonder if he's. Did you finally eat your food? Oh, you got one of your worms. I got him some other food. He has pellets. Here's his little tiny worm things floating up there, but I got him this. They're freeze dried worms. They're blood worms. They're really good for the protein for betas. Because otherwise they have just the flakes with these little pebbles in them, and then we have pellets. So now he has three different kinds of food, and the worms are like those little things right there on the top of the water you see right there. But yeah, so funny. One day he grabbed one, and he was trying to eat it, and it was kind of a longer piece, and he was sucking it in his little tiny mouth, and it looked like when we eat spaghetti, and you're trying to get that last noodle in. That's kind of cool. Okay. Going to quickly put this together, and then I'll go back outside. Um, Even though I love hanging out with him, I can't wait to get him a new tank. The aquariums they have nowadays, guys, are so cool. They really are. If I would have spent more time planning, because I did not expect to get a fish the day that we went in there to get some supplies. My only plan at that time was to look, and they had a bunch of aquariums like 40 or 50% off that day, so we just grabbed a small one. But if I would have done what I normally do, which is shop on Amazon, and I would have seen all the cool tanks they had, I would have definitely gotten something completely different. So, but he'll be happy when we switch him over. Um, his tank is considered a freshwater tank because when I first started his tank, I had put tap water in and then done the dechlorinator stuff that they give you to put in so that it takes the chlorine out of the water. Well, I decided when we changed his tank and cleaned it, we were going to put fresh spring water in. So I had to buy all these big gallon jugs of spring water to put back in the tank. So he has a freshwater tank, and technically, with a beta fish, you don't have to have a filter. This just came with one. You can as long as you have natural plants in here, the nitrates from the plants actually keep your water clean. So it's an option. With betas, you don't have to have a filter, as long as you have the right stuff in the tank. So your ecosystem, your aqua system, or however they say it, is the nitrate levels are right in there. So um, I don't know if you can see it right there, but there's a little brown leaf thing right there. It's called an almond leaf, and they actually are a natural. They clean the water, and the betas can, like snack on them, and they help their colors stay vibrant in the water. So Mercy said, "Yeah, well, nobody's been around lately, but at least I'm getting some needed rest, right? I know. Well, I'm gonna be doing regular lives now. We're shooting for garden updates on Sundays, and then Tuesday, Thursdays. And so, like, one of them will be late at night like this, and then I was thinking of doing like one, early morning where we all have coffee together or something. But if you guys vote for doing 2 late nights instead of one late night, one morning, we can go that route too. Um, yeah, because we got to take care of ourselves, y'all, so that we can keep keep fighting the fight, right? Keep moving along. It won't take me long to finish this. Um, Tuesday, I'm going to be going to update my ID to get the real ID thing, which, just to let you know about procrastination and things coming up, I have been trying to do pretty much since April. Um, so um, I'm gonna go get my hair touched up and have her make it look nice, and then go get my picture taken, so I don't have to have a fucked up picture uh, for my ID. So that's the deal, and I'm just gonna do a walk-in because appointments are always usually set out a little ways, and you can do walk-in. You have to kind of sit and wait, but I don't think it'll take that long. I just don't think I'm gonna have time to get my passport again this time in time to go. So that's the other thing, and I really wanted it. So I don't know. I still gotta figure that out. But at least in order to fly now, you have to have the real ID on our ID. So I gotta get that taken care of. The last time I had appointments made for me and my husband, I wasn't feeling good that day. I was not in the mood to go there. So I let him take my appointment, and then I was going to take his the following week or whatever. Well, it happened to be at the same time I had a doctor's appointment. I really needed to go get my hand looked at, so I decided to. I didn't get it done, so procrastinated, and now I really need to get it done because I'm so late. Um, well, a month from in 2 days, there'll be a month out for the cruise, and we all know how fast 30 days goes by. So that being said, hopefully we will accomplish that, and we'll go from there. I'm back to having the same problem I had last time, y'all. My daughter had asked me, what, 3 months ago, hey, let's do a mother-daughter cruise, because I had got another free cruise from the casino, and I said, okay, that sounds good, and got it all taken care of, reserved and everything, and then now she's like, I'm not really sure if I'm going to have that much money, and I'm like, well, you don't really need a ton of money, just, a plane ticket and a little spending money, but not a ton. I mean, because everything else is already paid for and the food's provided, you know what I'm saying? For me, it wasn't about having a lot of money to go on it. It was more just the idea that I got to go. And it was something I've never got to do before. And it was an amazing trip. And I got to see places I've only seen in the movies. So that was exciting because there was a time in my life when I thought, well, maybe I'll never get to go to those places and I'll always just get to see them in a movie. So when you can actually start going and seeing these beautiful places, it really makes a difference. It's interesting to imagine just how big this world is and how many places there are to go and places to see. It's amazing. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's what I thought too when I was going through depression and was really lonely for a long time in my life. And that's when I got the little guy, and it was a lot easier with two. But I love them all, and yeah, we're keeping busy. There's a lot to do. Just trying to, keep it real. And here's another place he likes to lay, guys. Is right here at the bottom of the tank, in behind all the plants. That's his sleeping spot. He likes. Doesn't really care if the lighting is bad because it's just a one kind of light. It's either on or off. It doesn't have the tank I'm going to get him. The smart tank has an amazing setup for lighting. It has light settings that you can change. It has a timer on it. So he'll love it when I get it set up for him with that. God, who are you calling old, by the way, RC? How old are you, fella? I was hoping baby would wake up in the middle of the night. She usually gets up at she'll go to bed and then she'll wake up in the middle of the night to get something to eat or have a cigarette or something. She might pop on eventually and say, hey, what's up, y'all? Oh, now that I'm thinking about it, I just wanted to mention to everybody, um, we need to send out some prayers for our Miss Becca because she's going to be getting a PET scan done this week, and we're praying that her cancer from the past hasn't come back. They found a nodule in her lung, and they need to do some biopsying and checking that out. But I've been keeping real positive vibes and lots of prayers going to her since the first time she mentioned it. So I think, the power of prayer And unity is an amazing thing, especially when, you know, when you love people and you have good friends. Oh, there he goes, guys. He's going to swim by. Look at that. He is absolutely beautiful, you guys. In all of his colors. That's why I finally named him Vegas. I thought, oh, he reminds me of all the beautiful colors in Vegas. So my plan is eventually when we get our kitchen remodel started and get this big along here in the between the kitchen and the living room, I'm going to build a build-in, so it'll have like a top on it, and it'll be like bookshelves and stuff. It'll be all built in, and on the top of it, I want to do 2 5-gallon tanks and have um, Vegas and Turbo in one, and then I want to get another beta and snail for the other one, and I'm going to name the other beta. I'm going to name him Elvis. So we're going to have Vegas and Elvis, guys. Hi, buddy. Look at you. He's just so awesome. I love him. It's fun to watch, you know? All right, Vegas. Do some more shows in the aquarium for everybody. Do some more tricks. Just about done with what I'm doing here, real quick. And see, hold on a minute. I'll tell you guys about it when I'm sitting down in front of the phone so you can hear me, right? I'm sure I'm probably sounding kind of weird over here. I have my volume up pretty good on the phone, but um, I don't know if I sound distorted from talking to you from another side of the room. So we will see. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If not, I will. I just thought it'd be a lot more fun to watch him and look at his bright tank than have you guys over here on my counter for his charger. Yeah, it's hard to believe my youngest son turns 24 tomorrow. I was gonna say 25, but the kids corrected me. They're like, no, because Emily's 25, because they're 26, almost 27. Emily just turned 25, and Chris is just gonna be turning 24. So they're pretty close together. All of them. The last four are really close together. Um, but they're all kind of going through the same things in life together too. So that's kind of nice for them because you know. Uh, I was trying to cheat and have Bigfoot bring me back a coffee from the um, gas station when he went up there a little bit ago, but I have coffee in my cup still. And if you take your own cup in, it's a lot cheaper than if you use one of their little deep foam cups they have. And they have like this thing on Mondays, and it's called forced mow day. So you have to have your lawns mowed and looking sharp. Otherwise, they charge you $150. Yeah, charge you if you don't mow your own lawn. Now I could understand that if you were letting it go and it looked like horrible shit, you know what I mean? But at least the grass has slowed down a bit on the growth too, so that's a plus, right? All right, that's ready. Now I gotta put my jacket back on, my robe. Put your robe back on, lady. Oh, I gotta show you guys this thing I got for his tank, but it's for the new tank. I haven't gotten it yet, but whenever I find stuff on Amazon that's reasonable, I try to pick it up. This is so cool, y'all. Let me see if y'all can see this. Let me put it over here by the light. So it's like a little tunnel thing, and they can go all through it and stuff. And I was trying to get something big enough for him to fit through, so I got this little cave thing for him. He'll really like that. That'll go in his tank too, or in one of them. And I'll show it to you next time. But I actually found, oh my god, it's the coolest thing. And they have different sized ones, but it's a submarine, y'all. And it's got these little bobbers, and you fill them full of water. And you put it in a tank, and it kind of floats like down inside the tank, but kind of up towards the top. It's really neat. And it has a little scuba diver guy with it. And I got it. I like blue and other colors, but I got it in yellow with blue on it because of the whole yellow submarine thing. I thought that was funny. So So we got that. All right, Vegas. Yeah, you went back to your resting place. I'm gonna turn off your light, let you rest. Got the palm tree light right here. And at least that gives him a little bit of lighting over there. But yeah, I'll have to show you guys the submarine. It's pretty cool. Oh shit. We all live in a yellow submarine. I would never really understood that song, y'all. I don't know if anybody else has an opinion about it, but I always found it to be a little odd, honestly. I need a drink of water, you guys. Thirsty. I did not get my floor swapped. That's something I needed to do. But as you all know, when you mop a floor, you got to vacuum very deep clean vacuum and then mop, because if you don't, you're mopping a bunch of dust and crap all over your floor and it makes no sense. So that being said, that was something I didn't get done today. It was on my list. So was trying to get some stuff packed up outside. I got 2 of my planters emptied, put the extra dirt that was in there and added it to one of the sweet potato grow bags, because after rain and whatever, that dirt mound gets, lower and lower compacted in there. So I added some dirt to one of those, cleaned both those up, put them away. And then I transplanted some stuff out of one of them into another thing out front. So I'm just trying to whittle it down. I took the fish fountain down because it's a plug-in fountain. And so now we're down to 4, and they're all the solar ones. Put that away. I bought this monstrous toad online. Somebody in Marketplace was selling it. It's one of those I think it's, what do they call them? GDX or anyway, they're super strong toads. They have the ribbed sides. It's black with the gold lid, and it has the wheels on one end. And it's so big that it literally goes from the edge of the deck all the way underneath it to the house. But $20 was a hell of a deal. That's probably a $40 tote, and it was in excellent shape. And so I got 2 totes, and I'm just starting to pack stuff up. We have one tote we keep under there that's got like furniture covers in it and just odds and ends for patio stuff, outdoor shit. But yeah. So that's what we'll be doing over the next 30 days, is slowly, as plants die and things are done growing that way, we'll be breaking down different stuff and packing stuff up and putting it away for the season. So and depending on how much stuff we get out of storage, we're hoping to eliminate a storage unit, because I've had it since I moved in here and married my husband, and I'm thinking I've had that thing for like 7 years. And in 7 years, they got a lot of money out of me in 7 years. Like, I could have built my own building by now. So that is something that's been we're trying to consolidate. So we've been organizing, getting everything together. My husband's been taking stuff to like the consignment stores, posting stuff on Marketplace. But yeah, we've gotten through a lot, but there's a lot to go. Honey. Whew, it is chilly. We were in there. I had my phone up against the aquarium so they could watch Vegas. And at one point, he swam right in front of it. He looked so big on the screen. All right, guys. Here we go again with this. Okay, it's gonna set that right there. It is not bright. It is not. This doggone thing. I still am not liking this light. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it, you guys. So we aren't gonna mess with that anymore because it doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. What we got going on here? Heck, we even found a couple carrot plants that somehow had gotten, and I don't know how because I didn't have a carrot plant in the yard, but I did have one growing up here on the deck. It was one of those, the carrot ends that I had started growing back in April. I think I got like one of my earliest garden pictures is one of um, some stuff that I started growing off of other vegetables, growing plants from plants. So I say use it something from the grocery store to grow food, and it does work. The sweet potatoes work, the carrots worked. Um, Matter of fact, I dug that plant up because I was, like I said, cleaning out pots, and because I grew it that way, usually in order to get carrots, you would get the seeds off of that plant, and then you would plant those, and then you'd grow carrots, y'all. And I'm gonna have to go get it out during the day. I pulled the plant up, right, and underneath it was the tiniest carrot I've ever seen in my life, and it wasn't supposed to grow any carrots from that carrot, and it had one single little carrot in there. Which, had I known that it was growing something under it, I would have left it alone for a little longer. But I did not know, and so yeah, that was kind of miraculous. And I think when I was digging through the sweet potato bag, one of them I found a junior size one, and I saw a little tiny itty bitty one. So those aren't ready. According to what I looked up, I think they said that 90 to 120 days on the sweet potatoes. I'm not sure if the grow bags worked. I don't feel like a ton of potatoes down in there, but I don't really know. So I'll just leave them alone until um, it gets closer to frost. And they said that they don't do well in the cold. So yeah, there you go with that. Couldn't the summer just stretch out and be warm through October? That would be great. So we need 4 to 5 more weeks of decently warm weather, and that'll be great. Because the one back, it is pretty chilly back there. And my tomatoes, now I was reading this thing earlier and it said, don't wait until they're red. Take them off when they're still green and let them ripen, in the sun or whatever. The problem with that is I'm growing Romas and they're smaller tomatoes anyway. Now I have about 6 or 7 on the vines back there that are red, but they're not quite ready to be pulled yet because they're not very big. So I don't really know. I'm kind of torn. So we'll see. I may go ahead and take a few of them down. Excuse me. Jeez. Can you see what you're doing, honey? Okay. I don't know what I did to this, but I screwed this whole thing up. Holy moly. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I do kind of miss my instant coffee maker. Well, it wasn't a Keurig, it was called an iCoffee, but I started doing weird shit. I had it for a long time. But I do kind of miss that because you can make yourself just a one serving, and instead of making a whole pot of coffee, right? So for years and years, that's all I used. And I wanted to get this big coffee system that makes lattes and everything, right? But I refused to get one until we remodeled the kitchen and I have room to actually make my coffee bar. So right now I have a little space that's kind of a little miniature version of that, but yeah. Hold your phone in your hand. There you go. So it's been an interesting year. That's all I have to say. It's crazy to believe that it could be, just a few more months and it'll be over and we'll be starting into 26. That's weird. That's just too weird. And they do say when you're busy, time goes faster, which I do believe that. So I don't know. Where's the moon at, you guys? Because that's the time night. Okay, there we go. There's a nice view of it. You know what I don't like about StreamYard? You can't zoom in. Excuse me. I should have brought up some water out here. Shoot. But yeah, it's way, way, way up there. But it would be so cool to be able to, while your camera's on, be able to zoom like you do when you take a picture, right? I don't think you can. Nope. There's no zoom on here. It says exit solo layout. Does that mean that? Oh, maybe it'll go full screen, will it? Oh, I don't know. I don't think it did anything, you guys. I always see a button and think, ooh, this could be exciting, right? RC, have you seen the lights on the water feature? We just put those on the other night. Like, I got them on like a color changing and they run around. That was fun trying to wrap those around there because believe it or not, it's a very thin piece of cable, very tiny, nothing like the rope lights I used to buy back in the day. And yeah, they're just as bright as my other ones used to be. So I guess they don't have to be big to be bright, right? You got, you go. My goodness. I was showing him the moon and it moves. It'll start off over there in the evening and then by midnight it was about directly over the tree and then it'll just keep going until it's all the way over to the other side. It's wild, you guys. No, we definitely need to put a heater out here if we're gonna sit out and chill out here at night. And at least anything after like I would say 7, 8 o'clock is when it starts to get really chilly out here. RC, my twins just got their first house together. And they got the keys this morning. So they've been moving all day. And so we're gonna tackle some more of that tomorrow. But my youngest son's birthday's today. I keep saying tomorrow, but it's already today. Or it already is tomorrow, right? Manic Monday. Um, yeah. But I think we're just gonna have like a barbecue and a cake. I always order him a cake and I totally forgot, so I gotta call Target, Walmart, one of them first thing in the morning and see if I can get a quick cake made. Because I like to do that. It's for the kids. I always, even though they're adults now, I try to get them special cakes. Usually I put funny sayings on them, like something special. I can't remember what I put on the twins when they turned 25. But I was trying to come up with a little funny jingle or a special little quote to put on his cake. So I usually come up with them. Sometimes I'll be like literally on the phone and I'll be thinking about it and I'll try to make something that looks good. But the kids were trying to say, you should get him a SpongeBob SquarePants cake, Mom, as a joke. And I'm like, oh, Lord. I'm sure he would actually think it was funny, though. But I could think of something else that might be interesting, too. I should be, I know what we could do. It'd be funny. Well, and maybe if they had an edible image, but it'd be funny to get get a little RV and a little bicycle, like have like a little setup that like his little setup. That'd be funny. Yeah.
A little campfire.
All right. So originally they were gonna move in tomorrow on his birthday, and we were gonna have like a barbecue and a house and a home, like this whole thing. But they need to get settled in, and we'll have a housewarming party and something like that down the road a few weeks. That way they have time to get everything set up. Excuse me. So, but I told my daughter one day, I says, I can't wait to come over to your house and harass you and pull up and ask for stuff and and yeah and get out and be really loud. Today we're sitting out here, peace and quiet, right? we hear this loud, like diesel truck sound, right? And then we hear somebody screaming out the window. My husband, yeah, from the other block, on the other side of the road, my husband goes, "Oh my God." And he just looked at me a certain way, and I'm like, "Is that Destiny?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, that's her," because they were in a great big, huge a truck that they had borrowed to move their stuff. And she's all about trucks, so she was all excited about it. But she's very loud, and she gets really excited, and the more excited she gets, the louder her voice gets. And I was like, "Shh, calm down," because your voice carries out here because it's echoey, which is weird. But there's a lot of open space, but there's a lot of houses, so it's weird that it echoes, but it does. Like I can hear the people on the other block, and you can. Well, one time, well, obviously they were having a party one time, and you could hear the music, but I could hear their conversations too. That's how I knew what was going on over there. I was like, okay. What did they say? Voices carry. Hush, hush. Voices carry. Yeah, part of a song. Wonder how Maggie's doing. I bet she's enjoying her amazing vacation in Spain. That's not really on my. I've never. There's a lot of places I haven't added to my bucket list yet. I've never done any international traveling, and I don't know if I. I've literally got to have somebody go with me that I wouldn't care if we didn't make it to our destination. We go down together. I'm just being silly, but I was thinking about that. I would love to go. Um, Probably going to do, if I do an international trip, it's going to be one of the closest places first, just so I can see if I can even handle like an 8 hour. I think if I went to Chicago to fly to the UK, over Maggie's Way, it's around an 8.5 hour flight. Um, but wow, it's, yeah. I mean, and everything costs so much money in different places, like if you're going to different countries, you got to like know everything about the currencies and everything. So I think they're on the same as ours, right? The UK, honey. Don't they have our English? Don't they have English? Don't, don't they have the same currency as us, or is theirs different? It is different. I thought the value was the same, but I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up, you guys, unless somebody knows. I'll have to ask Maggie. Right, right. Oh, there's that little old car that's so loud. It's the toot toot car. It goes tooting through here. Really? How do you know that? Oh, guys, I don't know. It is chilly. You know what? I pinned up the StreamYard earlier, you guys, and it's probably at the top, but I can put it in there again. Um, push the button twice and it'll go up there. There we go. New comments. There we go. There's StreamYard. If any of you lovely people would like to come up and chat. I should make Bigfoot come on. He's never been on the panel before. He says, "Wah." Cold dew. Do the dew. What's this? What is this for? Yeah, well, I won't need any of that stuff if we use that tower thing, but yeah, for charging phones. But if we put that tower out, then we won't need it. But if we don't, we will. So okay. How many of you guys still have those? That wall outlet with the USB hole that we always used to use on our phones, just not even like 5 years ago. Seriously though, man. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, we're gonna have to recreate this. So I wish we had, like had one of those like fireplace things here, like in this space. those electric fireplaces or whatever they call them, because those put off a nice amount of heat. You know what I mean? We'll see. Because I don't think I'd want to do one of those gas, fire pit things, especially since I don't know.
It's like this big round.
Yeah, I know, but they don't really keep you warm, is what I'm trying to say.
They put off plenty of heat.
Yeah.
I'll bring it over tomorrow. Check it out. Post it.
Okay. Yeah.
Test it.
Test it and then post it. Yeah. Well, yeah, and see that I'm just saying like something you can just plug in quick and you don't have to have fuel for it.
Plus, I got to take this. I forgot that there was another fucking motors company. Lawnmower motor.
Oh, brother.
Well, for a little, whatever. What I just had, I sold my mini bike.
Oh, okay, I got you. Not the one that we had put for sale from a long time ago, right? You're talking about something completely different, right?
Well, it's a motor that could go into one of those mini bikes, but
Oh, okay.
it's that small. It's not a lawnmower motor. The shaft's on its side, so
Gotcha.
shaft is pretty down.
All I know is the last few nights I've been so cold, you guys, and we didn't want to turn the heat on. I know we did the other night a couple times. We put it on and like warm it up, and then we, turned it back up or whatever. But I was so cold the other night. I went in there and I was like, I'm yelling at the dogs. I'm like, get in here now. I'm freezing, because they usually sleep really close. But the other night, my one dog came in and she was laying on Dad's side of the bed. He was in the living room. And I was like, girl, get over here and cuddle me. I'm freezing. I'm trying to get the dog to come cuddle with me. Yeah. There we go. I'm going to put my avatar on for a minute, guys, because my phone battery, I got to go charge it shortly. But for now, I'm going to put it on there. And if anybody wants to come up and hang out, that's cool. And that way I don't have to be in the void by myself up here. Oh, yeah, the dogs are really good at keeping you warm. And they want to be kept warm. They want to snuggle too. They're snuggling up to us for warmth as much as we are, I'm sure. But when I woke up this morning, I had one on each side of me. Keep me warm. And one by my foot. So, well, that one day my knee was just aching so bad. Since it's gotten chillier. OMG, the knee that needs surgery. It was aching so bad. It felt like I had just hurt it again, all over again. And when I tried to lay down, that's why I was up all night recently because of my leg. And my little guy, he got in there and he laid his little head right on my knee, and his little body, well, like he's not heavy, so it didn't really hurt, but it was warm and it felt good. And I finally fell asleep. It's like they know when you're injured, they know where you're hurting, and so they go to that place, to try to yeah. We help them when they cry in pain and they need us, and vice versa. So it's cool. The only thing about fish is you can't pet them like a dog, even though they look like they'd be so fun to just kind of, yeah. So I always pretend to pet Vegas through his tank. He'll go up against the edge of the tank and I'll run my finger across like I'm petting him. It's so funny. It's like this little game we play together. He's a riot. And I don't think the dogs have figured out that there's a fish in there or really know what's going on. So they'll see me talking to a tank and they probably think I'm crazy. I was going to lift one of them up there so they could see what their reaction would be, because I think it's interesting. Maybe I'll get them to sit up there and I know what I could do. I could put the bench or a chair over there, and then that way they could look, and then I could videotape them reacting to the fish. We'll make a video of the dogs. I'm gonna bring them all out. Well, we got to get a couple new posts for our snow fence, but we're gonna get a couple pieces and then run it out around this area a little bit and try to like let them come out here and hang out with us because they love that. If I could just let them out here and we had a fenced in yard, I would not have the disasters that I end up with, because you got to remember to try to 3 different dogs potty schedules, and the female's the only one that seems to do well with that. Like, she can hold it, and she always makes sure she comes outside. But I put the dog pads down for the other 2 because my oldest dog, he goes to the bathroom more than any dog I've ever seen, and I never see him drink the amount of water that he seems to have to go that much. It's so weird. But I want it to be where there's nothing like that even having to be put on the floor. I hate those things. And if we're outside too long and he gets mad because he's not out here, we haven't run him out, he will go potty, but instead of on it, he'll go right beside it, which is a big disaster. So I just want to be able to let the dogs out, let them roam, have some freedom. And it ain't just us, everybody that lives out here has the same feeling about it. The fact that I understand it would be harder to mow, and for anybody with fence up. If everybody had fences, it would be awkward and gaudy. I understand that. But you should be allowed to at least put a small one, an area, and fence it off, not in your front yard or in an area where it would cause anybody else to not be able to mow. And then you yourself could just open that up and mow in it, but they won't allow it. So it makes my life difficult. And we usually would just hook the dogs up and they'd go out on a long lead. That way they're right here, Well, they don't even want you to do that. They want you to literally take your dog out on a short leash and stand in your yard with him. It's like, are you kidding me? Come right over here and do that then. That's what I'm thinking. So if you're pet friendly, and everybody out here owns their own homes, it's not like they're renting them. It makes no sense as to why you can't do certain things, but they think this is an HOA and it's not. Like, that's what I keep saying, because they act like it is. If you do this wrong, you're gonna get a penalty. All these penalties. What the fuck kind of bullshit is that? And we have an incompetent person that doesn't always necessarily do things the way she should in a timely manner. So that's not a good thing either. That works up at the office, because everything's online. You pay your rent, any garages, any kind of storage you have related to this is all online paying. They forgot to put the camper storage on, underneath our account. And I said, so I remember asking her, I said, so when we pay for this, will you just be adding that on to the rent? And I thought she said that she was going to. She claims that she told us to come back in a few days. This was in February, by the way, when we got the camper, and she would set that up. Well, first of all, if we forgot to come back up, and there was 2 of us, and neither one of us remembers that conversation, but even if we didn't come, then she should have called and said, hey, I got that set up for you, or, whatever. But why would you wait, 6 months, and then send a letter to me saying that I owe rent fees from February till now? I was like, what? Are you kidding me? I thought that's what I was paying extra on my rent, but the extra on the rent every month is the water bill. Yeah, because they can't make up their minds. First, the water used to be included in the rent. Then they put meters on everybody's houses. And then a company took over, and so we're paying them. And then now they're not doing it, and they took back over. So it's very confusing out here. And I told her when I called her, I said, look, why wouldn't you have contacted me way before now? I don't understand. What in the heck? But I said, obviously I paid all the bills, so I would be paying that one too. I did not know there was a misunderstanding. And now you tell me I owe this money. And yeah, we're just barely getting by, and my husband's unemployed. He's trying to get a job. And I was like literally to my wits' end. And she kept saying to me, y'all, I was about ready to lose it on this chick. This isn't a very productive conversation. I kept basically threatening me that if I kept trying to talk to her about why she did not do what she should have been doing, that she was going to hang up the call. And so then she's like, well, I'm willing to work with you. And I'm thinking, I'm willing to whoop your butt, girl. The hell, work with me. Anyway, and so then finally she did get upset with me and said, well, this isn't productive, and hung the phone up. Have a good weekend. I thought, how rude are you? Trying to be nice and butter it off like it was nothing, but it was a big deal. And honestly, if somebody called me and I had neglected to do my job properly for 6 damn months, I'd be okay with somebody being upset. I wasn't yelling or screaming at her. I was just voicing my opinion, and she didn't want to hear it. And it was rude. So that she wouldn't even listen to the fact that I was telling her, I said, well, there was 2 of us there, and I'm very good at remembering what conversations were had and whatever. And she's claiming what she's claiming, which in this situation, you're not the one with the upper hand, because that person is the one in charge of whether you stay here or not. And what they like to do out here is kick people out and then try to steal their homes, because some people can't afford to move them because it's a lot of money, which we would not be able to afford to. And then they can try to take your house if you can't move it. So that's what they do. And that's what they've done to a lot of people out here, which is why I think there's a few stray cats running around, because they probably got left behind because people got booted out. So, yeah, that's why I said we need to finish this house up and get to putting it for sale and go buy our own property somewhere, because I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm sick of these people and how much money it costs. In 3 months rent, 4 months rent, I can buy 2 acres out Arizona, Nevada area and build something out there with the money from the sale of this house, and get rid of all this anguish and stress all the time that you deal with living in a community. I don't want to live next door to anybody. I don't want to see anybody else's fucking house. I don't want to see shit. When I look out the window or walk out my front door, I want to see mountains, and I want to see nobody else. That's what would be ideally peaceful. Yeah. Nobody to tell you to mow the lawn, because it's the desert and you don't have to mow the lawn. And if you want to plant a little bit of grass, you can do that. It will grow. You just got to water it for your pets, which I would do that. But yeah, it's where I want to be. I think, I mean, me and my husband have been out there so many times in the last 6, 7 years, and we just love it. I think both of us are at peace, and he's got asthma, so he can breathe really good when he's there, and doesn't have to use his inhaler like he does here. And I always feel a lot better when I'm there too. So, has anybody got any conversations or any exciting upcoming news or anything they want to chat about? Last week, the twins are both on TikTok. They got me started on that, but it's way different than YouTube. It's hard for me to follow it. They had me come in their lives, and I felt like I was in some kind of weird video game. You guys, there's all these little buttons, and everybody's sending these little things. I mean, it's kind of similar to YouTube, but not, in the sense that it looks more game like. So for the younger group, right? Whatever. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And they have the same rule: 50 people, you can go live, and then 50 followers, you can go live, and then um, but you have to have 3 lives in a row in order to bring anybody up on a panel. But they don't charge. There's no StreamYard or anything. So there's where it's different, because you're not getting charged to be able to go live, which you're not on YouTube if you do a vertical live. But if you want to hang out with people and do a panel, then you got to go to StreamYard or one of the other platforms. When I started out StreamYard, it was the original plan
is the price I'm paying now, but they must have had a special going. And so for like, I don't even know how many months, it was $19.99 for the one up from the free. And I thought, oh, that's not bad at all. And then one day I looked at my bill and it was $44.99 because it went back up to the regular price. And so, yeah. And that's why I said, I got to make sure I'm doing more lives, because I could have waited and put that on. I think I applied it last year. It wasn't like I was using all my free hours, but I was going to be doing longer lives or going on location. And I just thought I definitely needed, to have it set up a little bit better. Plus there's a lot more stuff you can do, um, under the bigger plan as well. I'm never going to have like 10 or more people on my panel, because that's just too many people at once. But so I would never use that many seats. But yeah, the thing is, they don't have like an option in between the free and the one that's like up there. You know what I mean? I think they got 3 levels that you can purchase in StreamYard. Hey, RC, I was going to let you know that, and this is for men or women, you guys, but it was probably about 4 months ago, and I was watching one of my YouTube videos or watching some research. I watched a lot of stuff from Dr. Mandel. I don't know if anybody's seen him out there. He's got stuff all over YouTube, but he tells a lot of the home remedies and things that help with different things, pretty much everything. I don't think there's anything he hasn't covered. And I don't think it was him specifically that I got this idea from, but you take extra virgin coconut oil and you do 1 teaspoon a day. Now I put mine in my coffee so it melts down in there, and then I put my coconut creamer in there, and it's really yummy. But there's, you can ingest it any way you want, but you just, yeah. And that has amazing health benefits with hormones, energy, just all sorts of stuff. And that's what's got me up moving and going and got me to do all this gardening and stuff that I've never even done before. I've lost quite a bit of weight over the last 3-4 months. My husband has too. I haven't got to be weighed yet because I have an upcoming doctor's appointment, but he went to an appointment when he had a infected tooth and had to get medicine, and when he went in he had lost some weight, so he was really happy. Now he hasn't been doing it as long as I have and as consistently, but I try to remember anytime I make coffee to make us both a coffee that way. It's hard to believe that a teaspoon of something like that has that many health benefits, but it really does. And I'm starting to be able to fit into clothes that I couldn't fit into for a while. Starting to get rid of the bloatedness and swelling and stuff like that. So I'm really happy about that. Because by next year on my birthday, I hope to be, down to the weight that I want to be at. So I'm giving myself longer time than I really probably need to do it, but that way I'm not stressing myself too much. There's other remedies, the pink salt. They would, people probably seen that pink salt trick. Talk about it all the time on YouTube commercials. Excuse me, but I did a lot of apple cider vinegar. I'll mix that with like a shot of that with some orange juice or something and swig it down. But you can mix all sorts. I have all sorts of different recipes and things wrote down. It's just hard for me to like remember to do something consistently. And if you drink coffee every morning, then it's easy to remember to put the coconut oil in it. But when it comes to like making the pink salt, now the Himalayan pink salt you can look it up, has amazing health benefits and stuff. And you literally can, put it with other ingredients and make like a tonic, and it'll melt fat right off you. So that's something I want to get starting to do, like midday each day. So I'm doing 2 different things. But what's I gonna say? All right, so Dr. Randall says you can take a pinch of the pink Himalayan salt, you put it under your tongue, and let it dissolve, because it goes into your system faster that way too. And it does amazing things. I had the worst headache I don't want to say about 4 days ago. Horrible headache. Neck was sore, everything. And I did that. I had taken Tylenol or Excedrin or something, and it didn't do anything. And I thought, oh, well, this is probably not a regular migraine. It's probably caused from sleeping funny or my neck being disrupted. So I did that, and no lie, within like 30 minutes, that headache started fading, and within an hour, I was fine. So it has a lot of health benefits too, and that really, if you can do it naturally, do the research, on whatever kinds of stuff that you deal with, pain, inflammation, whatever. But there's something everywhere in the world to cure us and to make us better and healthy. And it's definitely not pharmaceutical, and it's definitely not most of the food that we eat. So yeah, we got 6 people watching, and I appreciate every one of you. Would anybody like to come up and hang out and chat with me? It's always a lot more fun when people are up on the panel with you because you don't feel like you're just talking to yourself. I always used to say, I'm in the void. Try to mute if I'm going to cough because it's unexpected sometimes. I think we need one of those automatic lights inside there. You could take the sensor light over there if you need to find something, love. We used to have one of these really cool lights they came out with. It was the one that looks like a regular light switch. And it was I believe I don't think it ran on batteries. Did it run on solar? I can't remember, but it was pretty cool. No, maybe it did run on batteries, and we had it over in storage. So if we ever went there, when it was dark, we could see. Let there be light. I reckon we should probably go water the watermelons real quick. I think everything's hooked up and everything. You guys want to go back and water the watermelons with me in the dark? The nice thing is when you're over there, the light comes on, but I think we need to check them and set them and see if they have I'm pretty sure they have like a setting for how long they stay on in between sensing movement. Because the one in the back, look, if I'm back there doing something, if I ain't standing right in front of that doggone thing, it wants to shut off on me. And it's like, dude, the other day I was doing something. I was trimming the watermelon. Of course, I shouldn't have been doing it at dark. I know. But I'm back there and I'm like trying to, trim it up, and the damn light kept going off. I mean, I thought, well, this just sucks because thank God I didn't cut the wrong thing when it shut off right when I was about to chop something. Okay, let's do that. And then go put the phone on the charger. Okay, here we go. He just pulled the hose out straight because you got to do that. Okay, turn the camera on. Okay, real quick here. I am walking in the dark. Thank God I know where I'm going. And there's nothing on the ground that's going to trip me. I'm coming. Big foot. Oh, cold. Y'all. Were. Ta-da! Light. Let there be light, right?
Or
And there it goes. Here, I'll hold this. You stand over in front of the light so it won't shut off on me. Oh, you have light on your head. He's got to hang a headlamp on you guys. I don't know. I know they like the warm, though. It's pretty cold.
yeah.
Running out of the grow bags.
Well, that's just because you have an edge.
I know, right? Sometimes I like to spray them and then, like, hit the sides of the grow bags because, the water, you imagine the water goes through, but hey, did you ever cut a smaller board for that over there? Because that piece of wood is really heavy on that side.
Trim it tomorrow.
Okay. So there we go. Go around here. Whoa. Not knock myself out. Hit the back side of these real quick. Give them a little water there. Looks like the bird bath. I need to. Here. Go put your phone. I gotta go plug your phone in. Damn, I'm all caught up at this fucking hose. I'm gonna fucking
Sorry.
fall over it. Try to give the birds fresh water. Once a week we put with that. The birds won't want a fucking ice cold bath, will it, y'all? Yeah. I should probably take these down. So this is actually set up where you can put the bird feed up here and then the water's here. That's what this one's for. So it has like a feeder spot, but I don't feed the birds. At least not. I haven't got bird feed now. My neighbor has a bird feeder in this little cubby spot right between her and her little plants. So I didn't even know where it was.
Yeah, it's too dark to see that.
My hand's soaking wet. Here, can you hold?
Yeah.
I got to somehow dry my hands off. I didn't consider the fact that that wasn't a good idea. Oh wow! And I have no napkins in my pocket. Normally, I always have napkins, y'all, in my pockets. I feel so bad for my tomatoes. They look so cold. I just want to put a blanket over them. See, those carrot plants are getting up there pretty tall. See, and this plastic's kind of over them. No, 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 no! I already watered that one. Don't water anything else. I watered everything earlier. Remember? Yeah, that one, the marigold. Yeah, it's really heavy. That's why I took it down. It was like weighting it down. But we're hoping that this isn't really going to help, guys. It usually does. And so, yeah, I'm going to walk back up to the front. Freezing. And then I just touched that cold water, so that didn't help. Here we go. Yeah, I think we'll be able to make this work. I got some plants that I should probably bring back here and set on this platform. Ooh. Oh, shit. I'm still on the hose. Is that those solar lights? So you have two different sets, right? In there. Well, those are my tubular lights. Oh, wow. Look at those. Okay, those are the fairy lights. Oh, shit.
Take some time.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll give them to one of the kids and let them see how fast they don't lose their mind trying to take them out. But those other colored ones, I don't even know. Heck, we could wrap them around back here, I suppose.
These are what used to be.
I gotta go plug the phone in. Around the garden area. We could run some back here, I guess.
Only half of them work. So.
Oh.
Yeah, see, look.
Oh, yeah. Well, then they're probably shot. Or do you think they need more energy? No, those are the ones that part of it broke, so just toss them. Oh, the solar thing might be a good thing to take off, though. The little solar box might be worth taking off of it, though. Because if one broke off of something else, it could be used, possibly. Okay, here we go. Oh, good, the light came on, so I don't fall, y'all. Fall, y'all. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness, I'm so cold. Okay, I'm going to go take this stuff inside because I'm freezing. I'm going to cam off for a minute, put you guys in my pocket. Hopefully no buttons get pushed. Just so I can carry multiple things in the house at once. All right. No, I don't think I should do that. I have a feeling it's going to do something to my phone. Okay. Put the phone down then. And, okay. Go in the house with all this stuff, and that's what we're going to do. All right. And I'll put this stuff in my pocket then. Oh, man, why did I do that? Okay. So I'm going to put this light back over here. Set that right there on the tabletop. And we're going to turn off the lights in the aquarium. You just hold the on-off button and they go off. So those are off. All right, light in the palm tree. But that's just one of those like push lights. It's a they call it a tap light. I gotta get in there and get my phone to charge you. I'm gonna carry that Mountain Dew. I might end up getting another Keurig. I know we put it in camp so I but bringing it and using it here just so I have something I can make more than just a whole pot of coffee. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got a whole bunch of stuff at the camper, y'all, and then we never ended up even getting to pick it out. So there was a mint green, which is like the color of like the 60s, that like kind of an aqua green color. And it was a Keurig, and it looked real retro-y, and I thought it would look great in the camper. So, oh, why do you have my? Are those my scissors or yours? No, those are yours. I was gonna say those look just like the other ones I have. Okay, we're going in the house, guys. We're gonna go put ourselves on the charger. I have to look down because make sure that the dog isn't. Usually, when we're outside and I have the main door open, um, little guy he wants to be close to us, so he sits in the doorway and he'll lay right on the rug right inside the door. And well, unfortunately, yeah, I don't want to trip over him. So I looked down. I was like, I wonder if he's on the floor. The last 3 times I came in, he was right there. There we go. Now my phone is on a stand and being charged. This charging unit thing I got from Amazon's really cool. It charges your phone, a watch, and your earbuds all on the same stand, y'all. It was the coolest thing I think I've ever found on Amazon. As far as portable, it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's a really nice thing to take with you if you're traveling at a hotel or somewhere. Most places are updated and have USB ports and stuff. But to be honest with you, my phone won't charge off of anything like that. It has to be C to C, or it has to be a fast charging unit type thing with a really strong charger. Because these bigger batteries in these phones, man, they take a lot of power to charge them back up. And this one not only is a good charger, but it's quick. But it's quick and it doesn't do it fast and then go dead right away like a lot of them do. So that's why I think it's amazing. If it wasn't, I would have sent it back immediately. I think I'm just gonna leave my robe on because I'm cold. So we're inside. It's warmer in here, guys. And still have that offer out there for open panel. If you've never been up before and you're new to it, you can do what a lot of us did when we first came up and keep your cam off if you're shy or whatever. And yeah, just come up and chit chat and introduce yourself or tell me how your day's going, what you got planned this week, a trip you might have coming up, what's on your bucket list. Tell me all of it. Now I'm in here and I'm still cold from being out there. Now I really want some coffee, but I don't want to make it, you guys. I'm not in the mood to make a whole pot of coffee. Usually what I'll do is if I'm up like this, like late or early morning hours, I'll make one, I'll drink a cup or two, and then I'll reheat the rest when I get up. So it's basically ready, but I hate doing that. I like my fresh coffee. I don't really like reheating it, so to speak, right? It's too quiet in here. I wish a person wouldn't get struck for just playing like background music, but everything, it's all got to be YouTube music. And when I look at like in this StreamYard, I'm gonna have to go to studio because the music that's in the StreamYard thing, other than you can add music to it, is real weird stuff, and it's just sound. It's not like anybody like singing or anything. It's just like beats and stuff. It's interesting, but I gotta go turn the air purifier on, guys. I'm gonna have a cigarette over here by the window. By the window, by the waterfall. Hello again. Yeah, I do get silly in the middle of the night. I'm sure a lot of us know what that's all about. goodness gracious. I remember when we'd all be hanging out in Leanie's and it'd be like after midnight, between like midnight, 2 o'clock, or was it between 2 and 4 a.m., that everybody would start bringing up food for some reason. Like, we said the conversation, no matter what we was already talking about, would suddenly just turn to, um, hey, let's talk about food, man. Let's make some food. I think it's time we all play it. Like, I want to do a trivia game. I gotta come up with one. I think it'd be fun to just like make up one yourself, like not like playing off of an actual like cards or anything, but like just come up with something really interesting to do yourself. Like, I think we should do something like that sometimes too. That'd be fun. I have a really good friend that plays all sorts of wonderful instruments, guitar and everything. Sorry, but I put my hair back earlier because I was outside doing yard work, and I had not taken my hair down, and my neck needs a break. And I have a really loose ponytail. I don't put a tight one in at all because I have curly hair, and when I bunch it together, it's a disaster. So yeah, but I'd like to see about maybe here and there once in a while. Maybe I can get her to come in and plays a couple tunes. I always love listening to music. I love watching people play. Guitar, drums, all of it. It's all good, right? Do y'all fall asleep on me out there? See, it's what we got to have a panel going and get people talking and chatting. That keeps people apprised, right? Show comments on stage. Well, yeah, we could do that too. I could pin this. Well, I'm not going to pin that up there. I always forget how to do the pinning. Pin it there. I think somebody tried to tell me how to do it one time and I totally forgot, y'all. That's funny. What's this thing? New to streaming or looking? Oh, okay. I hit a money sign and it's a little ad. Oh, it was an hour ago. So maybe we did maybe RC did fall asleep. Because I was just like, oh, he commented, but it was like an hour ago. And I was thinking, well, maybe my bestie might pop in. You never know. Because she's like me. She'll go to bed sometimes. Sometimes I'll go to bed earlier in the evening. I mean, not really to bed. I'll just like lay in the chair, relax, just rest my body for a little bit, get some more energy to start over and start doing more stuff. But then I'll definitely be up then a long time if I do that. So I try not to do that if I can avoid it. Um, and besides, I found that every time I've ever tried to sit down, either the dogs do something, somebody's calling my phone, or somebody stops by. So there's not much rest in all that, right? I don't know. They say you need more oxygen when you yawn. So take some really deep breaths in and out. Get more oxygen in your lungs. And then, yeah, the yawning thing goes away. It works. It sure does. Yeah, I heard really cool song. And I know I'd get a copyright if I played it, but I'll have to do it someday. Because it's a really cool song, and it's not the exact reason why I ended up with my nickname, but it is part of the reason that I relate to the song because of the nickname that I got when I was younger from my friends. And then when I was older in my 20s and I heard that song when it first came out by Marching Name McBride, I was just like, oh man, I love this song. And I used to sing it at karaoke too when I was younger, and it was one of my favorites. But it's called Wild Angels. And yeah, it's beautiful. I love the lyrics to the song. So yeah.
Shoot, I remember that back in the day when I first was new to YouTube, and if anybody even put, like, if you had anything to do with panel on your description, holy moly, people would be rolling in, you know. But it's usually more related to, these days, if you look around, you'll see that it's mostly related to drama or some sort of a settle. Somebody's got to settle the score with somebody, and then people get up on panels. But I prefer to have the ones where it's fun, laughter, games, stories, things like that. That's what I want to hear. Not a bunch of drama. If you want drama, you can turn the TV on and find it somewhere, or the news, or anywhere really, right? So just stay clear of it. That's what I say. Life is drama as it is, right? Itself. Yeah, if any of you out there are new or thinking of starting a channel or whatever, um, you do get your free StreamYard. I think it's 20 hours a month. It's free, so that's not bad. And if you do shorter lives, then that can definitely last a person a month. And I might even eventually go back to that at some point. We'll see. But right here, it looks like StreamYard is offering a $10 discount for signing up. It's a pretty good deal, guys. Especially if you go with one of the cheaper plans, which, like I told you guys earlier, I don't know when they changed it, but when I looked at the tiers, what, a year and a half ago or whenever I started my channel, the prices were different. And then I don't know at what point they changed, but one time I just happened to be looking at my bank's, I can't talk, my bank statement, and it had StreamYard on there, and it was $44.99. I was like, oh my goodness, holy moly. And I hadn't, regularly used it for quite some time. And so I'm thinking, man, yeah, better do this thing, right? We got 6 people watching. I think our chatters have either gone to sleep or preoccupied at the moment. But the offer still stands. If anybody wants to pop in, we've been on for 2 hours. I haven't had anybody want to come up on panel yet, so I'm just chatting away here. I still have a little caffeine in me from the coffee I had earlier. But no, that cool air is what'll keep you wide awake. Yeah, it's warmer in here. And it's really bizarre because just a couple weeks ago, you guys, it was completely the opposite. It was so hot outside, and when you'd come into the air conditioning, right? Now it's switched completely around from that. Ouch. Doggone it. This chair and me, I'm telling you, through both knees being broke and injured, this office chair has been a lifesaver. First of all, if I had any, like, where I couldn't walk at all, there's no way a wheelchair would ever fit in here, right? It's just like not a lot of space in here. So I was thankful that I hadn't used my office chair in forever because I hardly ever sit at my desk. And I was like, oh my God, this could be it. This could really help me because when my leg's really hurting, I can sit in this, but I can still get around in the kitchen and obviously I was going to be rolling everywhere in the house, but it was mostly for like kitchen, being on your feet. And I got this like low table, like one of my shorter tables out one time and set my burner on it and sat in my office chair and made dinner because I was in bad shape. I was in so much pain when these 2 different injuries that I had. All I can say is I've always suffered with my back problems and back surgery and all that crazy shit, and that's bad enough. I did not ever think and imagine just how bad knee injuries could be, like, and how much your knees bend, even when you don't think you're bending your knee to do something with your upper torso, your knee is bending. There's some movement there, and oh boy. Yeah, I remember suffering through nights when I would just be crying. I'd cry myself to sleep because the pain was so horrific. And it didn't matter if you took an anti-inflammatory. It didn't matter if you stuck ice on that. I remember in the winter, because of the cold, and of course when you get injuries, you get arthritis, so that's the fun thing. I would wrap a heating pad around my leg so I could go to sleep, you know, and that helped, but it was definitely not an ideal situation because heating pads aren't meant to be wrapped around something; they're meant to be laid on, or they're flat. So I didn't want to it really didn't stay on very well. It's kind of annoying almost. But yeah, and we used to do these slumber parties once in a while, me and the girls, and a few of them we'd stay on the phone. So we would meet. Well, most of the time, once everybody went completely to sleep, then we would mute for the night. Obviously, because you wouldn't want like my dogs can suddenly start barking, that would wake somebody else up. But we would have our the cams up, but they would be on the ceiling with our lights shining up there. But there was one night when I was kind of in and out of consciousness because I was so exhausted from not sleeping and being in pain. And the girls said that I literally was talking to them, and then I was crying because I was in pain, and then they said that I was literally crying in my sleep. And it's so crazy to think about that. I mean, I've woke up in horrific pain because ever since my second back surgery, I've literally had these horrific nerve pain and spasms that are in my legs and in my feet, and they're horrible. And I hardly go a night without them. And sometimes it's every 20 minutes. So, I mean, there's all sorts of reasons why I don't sleep well. And that's one of them. Because I definitely used to sleep a hell of a lot better before I did hurt myself so fucking bad twice in a row. Hi, Mary Jane Doe. Oh, Beachy. Yeah, Beachy. Yeah, I do. And she hasn't done a whole lot of it lately, but sometimes when we're on our messenger chat, we'll be, someone's bombed or something, or we're just trying to figure out some way to cheer ourselves up. So she'll get the guitar out and we'll start singing along, and it's fun. It is. It's fun, and I like it when she plays. Um, and that helps get her, in a good and a positive frame of mind too, because she enjoys it too. That's the problem I have though, is when you're trying to do something, our dogs, y'all, are always, one of them's barking or one of them's whining, and so there's cats and dogs involved. I'm the only one that doesn't have cat. The girls all have a cat apiece, and then Beachy has three, and then two people have one dog, and I have three dogs. So I don't have a cat as a pet in the house, but we have a cat that adopted my husband because he's been cooking brats since April outside, and the cat can obviously smell the grill, all the meat all over the neighborhood. So he just kind of started coming around, and now he is comfortable with us, and he'll lay out on the patio, but he'll come over when Corey's out there grilling. He knows he's grilling, and he'll come over. So I decided to nickname him Pawfoot because or brought paw, I'm sorry. And then Bigfoot is brought foot. So we're giving the cat a nickname because the cat seems to be as interested in the brats now as Bigfoot. So yeah, so he shares with the kitty, even though that's probably not a good thing for the cat. But I mean, it's better than him starving, you know. Um, I was thinking about grabbing him a couple little cans of cat food or whatever, so he can have something good, or cat-like. But I'm pretty sure this one and another cat in the neighborhood, they've been strays for a while. I don't know if since they've been kittens or how long. But in the summer when it was hot, Corey would have cardboard up underneath the truck, and the truck was kind of backed up over the lawn a little bit, and so he'd lay up underneath there. It's funny, or hide underneath a bunch of the pallets and wood we used to have piled up before we built the outdoor kitchen. And so, yeah, he's quite the character. I put a bowl of water out there for him though, because I have a picture and I named the cat, you guys. First, I didn't realize it was a male cat. I thought it was a female, so I named it Beachy because my friend Beachy has
2 black cats. And then my daughter told me, Mom, that's a male cat. I said, okay. So his name is Hichi, is the cat's name. Well, we named it that anyway. And then, but when we moved everything out of the way, now he doesn't really have a spot. And I was telling my husband, I said, well, what's that poor cat going to do in the wintertime? It's way too cold for them. I don't think they can live outside. I mean, in the kind of weather we get here. And so if we enclosed the deck a little bit around the bottom or whatever, or put something under there, you know, he could stay warm there. Because I definitely don't want it, like, at least they can't get under our skirting. And because I know a neighbor of ours across the way, because they were having coon problems for a long time. The neighbor was telling us about it one day, and I was like, oh boy. And they had to keep trapping them and then removing them from the area because they kept going back in. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you got to secure your house to where they can't get up underneath there. Because, yeah, they're just trying to stay warm too, you know? They're just trying to get shelter too. And they figure, well, if you're up above and there's space down below, why don't we just go under here? I know, and you know, Mary Jane, I really wish, like I said, that we wouldn't get copyrights for just playing music in the background. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of annoying. Because I'd really like to play that song for you guys. I don't know, I might just have to do it one time and just let it be. I was like, my intro and my outro I had set, and it was one that I had used a lot of times, right? And every time I put that intro in, and I had it in there automatically, right? So it was set that way, it would literally give me a copyright every time. But the outro today didn't. So I thought that was good. But was looking through my intros and trying to figure out which one won't cause a copyright every time. Because they're like, a friend of mine made them a long time ago, and like she just used like some kind of background music or something. Like, it's just instrumental though. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's not like, I don't know whose music it is to get a copyright. That's the thing. I don't know. It would be nice if they just had, I think PCT had told me about, it must be in YouTube Studio though, because I haven't found it in StreamYard, where they have different music and songs and stuff that you can play, different band, like things available to be played. But I don't know if that's just when you go on like a live through YouTube instead of StreamYard, if that's, you know, but I'm going to have to search it out and figure it out. Because I also want to figure out how to set music like Lainey does with her, you know, her little jingles and her songs when she goes like on a break or goes off the phone for a minute. So that way there's music or something playing. Yeah. So I kind of need some help with those couple things with the music settings. I've got most of the other stuff figured out. I just need to figure out the music. Because you can't play nothing. I remember on my birthday live, like a year ago, we just were playing songs in the car, Bluetoothing them, and I was just jamming out and doing that. And yeah, we got a copyright, but it was fun. It really was, you guys. It's like, it's good, fun to listen to good old music. Sometimes find some songs that you used to love when you were younger, and the fact that you can still enjoy them today, I find it being quite interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because it's trying to figure out the right time. Like I said, trying to find the right schedule for lives has always been fun. But everybody that I've ever known, any creator or any channels that I was ever involved with, they pretty much had a set schedule. I mean, for the most part, they always did have like pretty much the same time they would do like a panel or regular lives, you know, things like that. That's weird because some people play music in the background and nothing happens. I do think they're like shut down. The AI catches certain songs or something. I have no idea. Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. I mean, at least a copyright doesn't, like, it's not a strike. So that's what I've been told by people. That's a good thing. So I have quite a few of them. I know that because I had a friend make me a really cool intro that I wanted when me and my husband went to Vegas, and it was "Hey baby, let's go to Vegas," and of course it copyrighted that, but I could understand. I mean, I have seen them shut down, but oh, okay, I got you right. Yeah, I used to go over to Rebel, and he used to do like the Friday concerts, the bonfires, and he'd be playing all sorts of music. He would like pick like certain, like artists and stuff to play all their music and stuff, and they did get shut down a couple times, but not very often. So I don't know. I don't know how that works. I just know that I was told the copyright's not that serious of a thing. Like it's kind of more of just a, hey, guess what you did? It's like, thanks. I knew I was gonna get that, so you just had to stick that little symbol there, didn't you? Write the words. I can't believe my husband's still outside at 2 o'clock in the morning messing with stuff in the dark. He's so damn silly. Of course, I was out there watering watermelons, but they have to be watered at night, or they say late at night, or 6 to 9 a.m. And there's a lot of watermelons binding up back there, so they need lots of water. Um, the stuff that I have, the planters that I have mulch in now, those are interesting because they actually retain the moisture, so your plants don't dry out as easy. And sometimes I have to like kind of move it around a little and get underneath there just to check the soil, you know, dampness, because how else are you gonna know, right? It's weird. The whole growing process is bizarre. Now that I got him on a roll, organizing stuff and going through stuff, he's been at it all day. It's like years and years worth of stuff that he's collected up or already had and had stashed in different places, and he's trying to get it to an organized fashion. So, you know, it kind of started with us trying to get, like slim some stuff down out of one garage so we could maybe get down to one. And then the kids were moving and needed some totes to borrow, and so we were emptying those, and yeah, it's just kind of been the thing ever since. I think, yeah, he has a jacket on. I was going to say, because I'd be freezing if I didn't have a regular jacket on. But honestly, anything with fleece in it, guys, is so warm. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love fleece. It's warm. Anybody heard what are they called? Shit. What do they call those things? I bought a whole bunch of them last Christmas. A wearable blanket. It's basically a blanket that's like a robe, but it's made out of blanket material, and they have hoodies. They have hoods on them, big pockets in the front. They are so warm, you guys. You could literally like that could be something you just slept in. It would literally stay. Yeah, and you stay super warm in those. And they're long. I had to get extra tall. I had to get tall ones though, a couple of them, because Bigfoot's tall, and I didn't want it to be up to his knees, right? It is a few inches above his ankles, but it still fits him pretty good. And then I think I might have ordered the kids the tall too, because I knew they'd grow into them because they're really tall. So already at 10 and 13. So ouch. That's so weird. All the little noises you can hear in the house, even when it's quiet, you hear a lot more like random noises. It's crazy. Ouch. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt. Oh my goodness, you guys. The Snuggies.
Right, exactly. I love stuff that's soft. I have to have that kind of blanket on my bed because it's just so warm. I'm actually I thought about getting for winter, instead of like regular pillowcase, getting like a couple fleece ones, like, or what do they call it? Fox fur, the fluffy. I have one of those, like, the pillows that with the arms on it that you lean against, to read or whatever, reading pillows, whatever they call them. And it's that fox fur, that shaggy, like soft stuff. I like that. I think like a couple of pillowcases like that would be comfy to sleep on. Oh, excuse me, jeez. When the heck did that come from? Deep within. Uh, uh, why is it when you look for something, everything that you're not looking for comes to you instead first? It's like, what the fuck? Okay. Also trying to cut back on smoking as well. I did change, and like basically when I'm gonna quit, I kind of have a process, and one of them is changing from the name brand cigarettes that are way expensive to ones that are half price that are made from the same tobacco company. So that's interesting. But yeah, I did that because I'm trying to taper off. They say if it's not your brand, a lot of people won't smoke them. I used to be that way. I wouldn't even take a cigarette from anybody unless it was the kind I smoked, right? But that was a long time ago. Um, and then we like when we used to go to karaoke and shit back in the day. Yeah, everybody being silly. Oh my gosh, I miss those days though, you guys. It was fun. It was when karaoke was in their 90s or really kind of took off, and started being a really big thing, and people started getting, setting up systems and going out and doing shows and DJing and shit. And I had quite a few close friends that started up their own karaoke business and shit, and it was great. It was fun. I loved it. It was something to do, get you out of the hustle and bustle of everyday bullshit, and kind of gives you an escape, kind of like YouTube or whatever. You end up, meeting people, making new friends, finding your people when you like kind of like do stuff like that, and you like follow like your you know whatever karaoke group goes to your favorite places or wherever they, however their schedule's set up. It's kind of the same thing as what we do on here. You support people you like, the way they run their show and stuff, and show them some love. No, we don't got a lot of folks in here, but if y'all hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Now, why couldn't I have done that one night when we were doing? Remember a long time ago, Mary Jane, when we were on Leanies, and we had a lot of we had Australians and the English up there, and everybody was doing accents and stuff, and we were like, you know what I mean, like say this in a certain way. And sometimes I can't do it. When someone asks me to do it, like forced, like I have to, it has to come naturally, like out of nowhere, just like it just did, like something random like that. That's when I do my best voiceovers, whatever you want to call it, best accents, and get the words out. And my robe is attacking me today. Yeah, I think my husband must have drank an energy drink or too many sodas or something, because he's just usually passed the fuck out trying to snore by now. It's like really bizarre. My cats are always making noise, right? Yeah. The only time they're quiet is when they're sleeping, I'm telling you. That's the only time they're quiet. I had a couple of my youngins that were like that. They were pretty boisterous and excitable human beings, except for when they were asleep. And they were quiet and peaceful. I used to love going and checking on everybody at night before I go to bed. I'd go check on everybody, make sure everybody was good, and make sure everybody was covered up, all warm and snuggly. And then I'd go to sleep. Yeah. Do my rounds, check all the rooms. We the champion. I don't even know. That's an old song too. It's amazing, to be honest with you. Ugh, excuse me. How many people and how much music is from the past is still so very popular that it's still being played today. That's one of the things that amazes me the most. Like, I'm not even lying. And then you'll hear songs now that you like, but you wonder in 20, 30 years, will those songs be playing still? Or is it just a certain era of music that's come into the future? It's kind of like when bell bottoms came back in. Let me just tell you something. They never came back in for me. I never cared for them from the get go. And they can tag that shit any way they want, but I ain't wearing that shit. Then or now. I don't know. Vegas is funny though. I like that fish. He's my buddy. I never knew they could be so fascinating. I mean, I was always just like, remember goldfish and tropical fish like that. I know my husband wants to do a saltwater tank sometime and do we're gonna wait until we have a bigger place and do like the clownfish, the Nemo and the Dory, those kind of style fish, the real bright tropical colorful ones. I said, yeah, how about we just wait on that and yeah. It does sound amazing though. I have to admit, I do love those beautiful tropical fish. They're so cool looking. I didn't know there. Y'all, I thought a goldfish was a goldfish. Okay, let's just say that I was deadly wrong. I was definitely wrong. I mean, because there's so many different versions of a goldfish that I was just like, wow, this is wild. They have a lion's head goldfish. Y'all, it has this big, bold, a head that's big like a lion's, and that it's a really interesting looking. I don't know. That's an interesting goldfish. That's all I got to say. But they had a lot of different ones, and I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. That and snails. There's so many varieties. You just got to read because some of them are for freshwater, some are for saltwater, right? And you just got to know that stuff before you put it in the tankies. I'm learning also. I've actually this year it's been hell, but there's been one thing that has definitely happened a lot, and that has been learning and educating on all sorts of new different things, from betta fish and snails and aquariums to planting food to planting flowers to all of it, right? I'm proud of myself. I'm still struggling with some things, but I'm working on those. I feel good about what I've accomplished and the joy that it's brought to the people that have got to enjoy it with me, like my family and my stepkids and just anybody, even a police officer looking for a neighbor's address or a person that lived next door before, and they always get our 466 467. We've had more people come here looking for the people next door than I care to hell, but even talk about. But even the police officer that was trying to talk to me that day and get information and figure out where he was actually supposed to be going, he was like, you could tell that somehow he was like distracted, and all of a sudden he says, I could sit here all day and listen to that fountain. It was literally relaxing as he was trying to to talk to me. It was just funny. I was sitting there going, I wonder if this guy's okay. And then no, and that was the reason. It was because of that. And I've had neighbors drive by and like drive real slow and check things out. And then I've had neighbors that walk their dogs around and they say hi or the yard's looking great, you know. So people have been really friendly and they've enjoyed it. I know some of the neighborhood kids like them going in the front, checking out the fountain up front. The only thing I didn't get to do that I did plan to do is I was going to build my own fountain. And I started picking out different things that I might want to use to build it with. And kind of put them in my Amazon cart for the future. But I found different pieces that I was going to piece together those pieces somehow and make a fountain out of it. But I didn't get it done. But I will. Oh my goodness gracious. I was just thinking that I've got to make a whole batch of dog food up in the morning. I usually try to do it like before or after, like I feed it the last of it, and I'll try to get it. But then if I cook it like right away, then they're out here the entire time barking at me, y'all, because they think they don't have an on and off switch of knowing when they're full for some reason in the dog world. If they do, mine are not the ones that do because they would eat endlessly. I feel like if you gave them something, they'll just keep eating. I don't, you know. I know these guys could. I've seen them try to do it. I mean, after you feed them, they're looking around underneath them, see if they dropped anything. They check each other's bowls. It's like, hey, double check me, man. But yeah, I tried getting him. Uh, oh, what's his name? I tried getting Vegas like these little tunnel canopy or tunnel bed type things. They can float inside the tube, and there's like a silk a leaf in there. Ow. I think my husband got lost outside. I'm gonna have to send out the troops. Like, are you okay out there? It's It's Manic Monday. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if it gets manic or if it just is a regular old mellow Monday. How about mellow Monday? We'll have mellow Monday and manic Monday. Who knows, right? I would call this mellow Monday. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. It sounded like one of the pets was stirring over there. Sometimes before my one guy starts really sounding off, I'm not going to say the word because if I do, he will do it. He'll kind of do this like groaning, this like not really whine, like whimpering, but it's like a kind of like a hey, 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 but it's like a low. I don't know. It's interesting. I'm sure people know, dog lovers know exactly what I'm talking about because they act just like human beings. They don't even act like dogs. You know, sometimes they'll get up in the chair and be sitting in at one of the kitchen chairs. My husband will get up, and one of them will jump in there, up there, right behind him, and just be sitting there when he comes back. And he always gets so excited about it. I'm like, dude, do you know that they're probably putting you on, messing with you like that for a reason? He would lure him to the door so that while he was over there, he could come back around, jump up. Mm. Mary Jane, you get notifications for Ann's? because I had something pop on across my screen earlier, and I think she had posted something. I didn't know if you were getting your notifications, but weirdly enough, I only have like out of all the times that I've checked any channels out over the last few years, literally I've never had oh shit. Sorry guys. Totally lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? I may have smoked too many treats. No, I'm just kidding. um Shit. Damn, I was just talking about it too, and now I can't remember. Whatever. Either way, I had a point to make and I forgot. I have a best friend that says it a lot to me, and I'm totally fine with it. It's like, hey, you're good whenever you remember, just tell me. Have you ever though remembered something when you forgot it that you just literally was talking about or thinking about, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere it'll just pop in your head, but then it's too late to like share it with the situation that you were in. You know what I mean? It's like it's kind of one of those things that's probably annoying more than anything. But I'm trying to recall what we were discussing. What? I can hear him out there now saying something. Eating and meeting the chicken way, right? 40 minutes ago, she posted something. Yeah, I just didn't. I wasn't sure if I didn't get to read it. Like it went across my screen really fast, and I didn't know if it was just letting me know she posted something or if she had gone live. That's why I was. That's why I was curious. I didn't get a chance to read it though. Also, if I could figure out a way to put my phone on that stand thing I got for it, and then set it on that bar cart thing that I have out in the living room. If I can set it up right across from the aquarium, I also thought it'd be kind of cool to like do a pre-recorded, you know, and put like do like a short, once a week. Not a short. Listen to me, y'all. I'm so damn silly. Do a live where I've seen a lot of people do it, where it's 15 or 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, however long, whatever, and they just are showing their pets. Like, I know Annie's done that, and a couple other people I know with their cats or dogs, right? And I thought the fish aquarium would be cool to watch. You know what I mean? But I was thinking it'd be fun to put music in the background playing while it's on that, because I would want to be muted so nobody would hear any, background sound here, just see the fish. So it could just be the fish swimming and it be no sound. But if anybody would like to, could look into it or help me figure out how to do that, to put the sound in the pre-recorded live to go along with, yeah, just so that it's not just the fish swimming and things going on in the tank, but it's also music going with it. I think that'd make it a little more fun. What do you think? Sorry, guys. That caught me completely off guard. My throat's dry because I was outside and it's gotten cold, and I just haven't drank enough water today. And every time I smoke a cigarette, like, I'll get this little dry catch in my throat, and it's like, wow. It's unexpected. I hate that shit. It's like when you go to a restaurant and before you can even eat food and choke on that, you've choked on your water. Okay, how many people have done that one? Don't raise your hands all at once. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's interesting though. No, ow. Okay, I just hurt myself, y'all. Oh shit.
See, sometimes I forget that my knees are fucked up too, and I just try to do a natural thing that a normal person would be able to do if their knee wasn't broke. And that was, I was readjusting myself in the seat. And normally you should be able to push down with your foot and use your leg. And I did that, and it felt like, it literally feels like, because what they need to fix, it's like torn in there. And so if I'm not, like, I'm telling you, being really careful, it, yeah, if I fall asleep in the fetal position because I'm cold, because it makes my back feel better, it kills my knees. And when I try to straighten them out from how, if I have them that way too long, like a few minutes here and there, but I can't do it a long time because, well, not only do they crack and sound like hell when I straighten them back out, but then I'll start getting those spasms or shit like that, and it sucks. It just does. And when I just did that, OMG. And see, my thing is that's why I want to move out of the state. I fucking hate it here. I'm sorry, I use the F-E, but I'm serious. This shit is too drastic, the weather for me. And I can acclimate to out west, that weather way better. And that's where I want to be. And I've already been there long enough at a time to actually realize that it's better for both of us. The air, the quality, everything. The magnetic field out there is amazing. I feel like completely different when I'm there. And there's a lot of things that hurt me that literally almost dissipate when I'm in that environment. Like when I'm just in that different climate, different, what do you call it? What do they call it? Uh, Not incline, but different, um, sea level. Like, you know what the hell I'm saying. Anyways, elevation. I got it. Elevation. When you're in a higher elevation, everything's different about every part of the world and the earth, and everywhere we all are. There's something different about all of it. Everything out there is just, to me, it's just so much better. I feel better out there. People are nicer. There's a lot more area that you can just go get lost in where there's nobody around and there's nothing in your way. And that you can't do that here unless you're out in the middle of the country driving down gravel roads and get lost in somebody's fucking cornfield and they try to shoot your ass. And Mary Jane Doe, believe it or not, usually when I have a moment of, like, my brain's just tired because it's been on an emotional roller coaster for like the whole fucking summer, basically. Well, for years now, but like immediate stuff that's like accumulated. And like when your brain's just on overload, and I'll forget, like, I'll be like, I know what I'm saying, but when my brain is exhausted from the physical pain, that's when I notice that I have to, yeah, I'm like, okay. Plus, I do smoke for pain relief, so there's that. And I've had a lot of that today because I've been really stressed out. But anyway, elevation came to me. It just took a minute. I had to go through the alphabet and figure out the right word in the dictionary, right? I have a brain like a dictionary. It has like this little dictionary of its own, phone book and all. I just have to go and get in there. Sometimes the door's closed and I can't find the keys. I like that one. I'm sorry. I think Leanie would have enjoyed that immensely. Oh, shit. Remember what I said, Mary Jane? Don't get I forget, so I can tell Leanie. I'll tell you where the keys are at. Remind me. OMG. Oh, man. Sometimes I do make myself laugh. I think that's quite interesting. You know what I mean? I remember this summer when we were hanging out with the kids outside, and my husband was, I believe him and his daughter were in back and they were messing around. Oh, they were breaking down wood pieces and stuff and filling up the fire pit. And me and my son were up front and we're just chilling. And, we had some stuff on the grill. And I say the craziest things at the craziest times, like you just experienced. And I'll do these jingles sometimes. I just come up with them and I'll just like sing these random little things, whether it be just for the hell of it. Something reminds me of a song, or I'm fucking with the dogs, right? I was even singing to the fish the other day, guys, so that's another story. Anyway, but my son said, you should do a podcast where you literally just do that. He goes, that is so damn funny. Like, and he's like 10. And I was like, okay. It's just so random though. But yeah, if I was like just goofing around and didn't have any particular subject, I can come up with that kind of stuff all day long. Me and the girls do it randomly, quite a bit. Me and the two of us that are like two, so there's four of us, and like two of us are the same age, pretty much almost dead on. And the other two, I think all of our birthdays that would make us the same exact age are almost the same distance apart too. So it's really wild. So there's like 12, 11 years between us. Yeah. And so we're in similar age groups, just, you know what I mean? And the funniest thing is about it is we all know different music, but we pretty much all know the same music, except for us older ladies might know a few that the other two don't. But either way, it's just funny because like we'll be talking about something and something will make us think of a song. Like I just always am thinking about music. It's crazy. And my friends like that too. And so we'll make up songs and do random shit. And one night we decided to mess around with the freaking AI shit. And we made up all these funny things and then told it to AI and then it put it in a song. And we laughed for hours, y'all, messing with that shit. It was so damn funny. It really was. It wrote us a song and then at the end of it, it said, uh, you should promote this song and it could be a best or like a famous song because there was no other songs like it. I bet there wasn't. It was, I think it was like Shank That Skank or some stupid shit. It was just stupid. And how we got to that weird analogy was we were talking about some case of like, we wondered, we asked Google or Alexa if anybody's ever been shanked in prison with a pair of dentures. Because they were trying to figure out how this one dude got messed up by the other dude when there was no like loose parts anywhere that he could. And then the joke was like, "What do you kill him with his dentures?" But so anyway, the funny thing was, is that explaining this like to AI, like this whole thing, and then when we said that, yeah, and then we just got to this whole conversation, and then it just turned into that, and then she said "Shank the Skank," and then it was just funny. And the song that it came up with was like, I'm telling you what, if you want to be entertained, that was fucking hilarious. It really was, especially if you're bummed. So I would say that we do a lot of to lift everybody's spirits with music. We need to start doing more of it. We used to do it all the time. Literally, where there was this one song my friend would play every time somebody was down. All of a sudden, she'd have her TV on, she'd have the video on, she'd be jamming, danced all around. Who's not going to have? You're not going to be able to be upset when you're watching that. So, um, we've all had kind of a really rough year. We really have. It's been really rough. And to have four people have a really rough year and everybody lives in a different place, everybody has different circumstances. We have similar but different. It just says a lot about what we're dealing with these days, right? And so we need to find the best way we can, whether we're being silly, just to put a smile or a laugh, give somebody a giggle when they look like they'd rather run from life. It helps. It does. It really does help. And I've reconnected with some old friends from that I haven't seen in a long time that I used to see a lot regular, like when I lived out in the country. And we all lived in different little small towns, but close by. And that was really exciting and fun. He came up for lunch one day and we barbecued. I made him my gourmet burgers. I call them, well, everybody always calls them meatloaf burgers because they do taste a lot like meatloaf. They can taste like meatloaf depending on what I put in them, but they're amazing, amazing tasting, and there's just so many different ways to do things with them. And it was just fun hanging out with him and taking him on a little tour around the garden, and he was enjoying sitting and chilling in there, and listening to the water go, and it's like a zen space. It's what I really had in mind when, not just have, oh, every year, yeah, we've had the patio table and chairs with the umbrella so everybody can eat outside. And then last year I added in, seating area. But I'm thinking to myself, that's boring. Like, we need a zen space. And it really did work well because a lot of people have sat in there and just relaxed over the summer. I enjoy watching people come and relax like that. I'm 2 fountains down from what I had, and I only have one close by in that area. So, of course, next year I think I'll come up with some different. What I'd like my husband to actually do is we want to take the deck, the little small deck on the front, and I'll have to cut it down because the back door is on the other side of the house, and it's at a different elevation than the front of the house. So it's lower, so we'll have to trim down the deck. I was gonna say studs, you guys. I'm losing it. Anyway, those big ass fucking 4x4s or 6x6s that hold up the deck, right? Those big posts, and cut them down to adjust it to the back door. But I said we need a shed more than we need a deck, and we have this whole patio area. Let's just make it cool. And let's not do that right now. Because honestly, the value of the shed is more important. And it'll probably take about the equal amount of wood from the size deck I want to build to the shed. There might be similar amounts. But what saves me money is building a shed, moving everything around. We get everything organized, get rid of that storage unit that's $112 a month, and that alone and that savings, it's going to make all the difference. And it's not like if I build a deck and I keep a fucking piece of shit shed that's falling apart to the ground back here, that's going to do me any good, because it's not. So yeah, I'm very motivated, and my husband, bless his heart, is a procrastinator. And if you're somebody that's like, let's get this done, let's get it done, like motivated, and you have someone that's not a good team. And we used to be a different kind of team. Once he gets back to work and gets past the depression and slumps from being out of work and gets back in a routine, then I think then he'll pick up, like his energy levels will pick up. But I've been trying to encourage him to drink the coconut oil every day with me as well in his coffee, so that because it doesn't matter. It's not like, it's not a man or a woman thing. It's a we thing. But it does help. And I've been doing it for 4 months, and I haven't weighed myself. I don't have a scale anyway, but normally I would have had one doctor's appointment in between, but the last one was close to another one, so they just put it together. And so I got a little further in between this time, but yeah, I've got to go back. We will see. I think it's the 16th. How much weight I lost. I can tell by my clothes, and I can tell by taking out clothes. I have all different size clothes. Because my weight used to jump when I was going through a lot of stuff right when COVID hit. And I was having issues myself. But I remember, like, the best way to tell too is just put stuff on that used to be tighter. And when your shirts feel looser and your pants are going up higher on your waist because you're shrinking in, that's always so amazing. I don't need a scale, I'd like to wait a long time and see like a 20, 25 pound scale change, because sometimes weight loss will come in pounds and sometimes it will come in inches, and it can fluctuate back and forth. And for me, sometimes if I'm on a roll and I'm doing all the right things, I can get both benefits at once. And sometimes it lags. Now, my biggest thing lately is I've been not drinking enough water. Literally all summer, I have not been drinking the amount I should be drinking. I've been drinking it, just not like I should. So, and now that I haven't been out in the sun planting and stuff anymore, I don't think I'll get much more tan unless I get. I can when I go on the cruise. I would get tan. So, I just wish everybody didn't have such crazy lives, including myself, because it would just be. I'm really bummed. Like I said, I was looking forward to going on the cruise with my daughter. I thought it'd be great, and we had such a good time when we went on a trip years ago together. But if she can't go, or she's just feels like the strain of, I don't think I'm gonna have enough money to like have fun, whatever her everybody's different in what they want to do on a trip and what they want to spend and how they feel about it. I'm good with going somewhere and having very little money and just enjoying the fact that I already spent money to go there. You know what I mean? And on a cruise, it's different than a regular vacation. Your accommodation's already paid for, the food's all included, and other than drinks, which is your own decision, how much you want to spend. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't do that bad. I don't remember exactly what my final amount was that I spent on the cruise was altogether, but it wasn't bad. And considering it was a free cruise, and I mean, I had to pay port fees and that, but you put a $200 deposit down for the reservation and they give that back to you. The minute I paid for the rest of the trip, that $200 went it's on a credit on your account on the ship, and you can use it to buy excursions or anything you want. So you get that money back. And so then the final cost of the cruise is actually then $270 for two people, and that's port fees and taxes, but the casino's covering the rest of the cruise. So it's for two people. Now, I did ask this last time if you can add extra people, like at a discounted rate, as long as you're sharing, like, because they have cabins that can sleep up to four people. And she said, yeah. And she was going to go over that with me, but I didn't, I have a hard enough time finding one person to go with me. And the problem is, I'd love for my husband to go, but unfortunately, because he's in the process of getting a job, you can't just leave when you first get one, not even a month later. And it's a whole week off work with no pay and nobody to watch the dogs and a fish. So, but the next one that I get, we'll figure it out. And after he's been at a job a while, and then we'll go from there. But, um, he also has to he's got his real ID, so he'd be okay. But, we both need passports, and I don't know. We do have a trip that we need to take that we extended. Remember that trip we extended, and I had to pay that extra $99, and we went to Vegas for the one, which we should have been just trying to take them, because they was like you could go to any of their like places that they owned in different states. They had all these different options, and I like Vegas so much because I like going down to the other area as well. So we just went there because it's our fave. But we the other one is a all-inclusive 5 days 4 nights, and that's not as long. I could get my daughter to stay here for that time, and we want to go to Cancun or somewhere down there, and I just don't know how we're going to do it. I think we have till, I think whenever I extended it, you get a year. So no, that was the original one. February of this year, we would have had to taken 2 trips before then. We had 4 years when I first bought the 3 vacations. So we have one left. And last year I wanted to take it in November for our anniversary, and we couldn't do it because he had just, he was really busy. Work was busy, and we didn't have anyone to do dogs at the time. So yeah. But here's the other thing. I didn't end up going with to take the kids back. I stayed home with the dogs. And that day, I totally forgot because I was so sad over the children leaving. I always miss them when they leave. That I forgot that I could have gotten my next cruise free cruise giveaway, and all I had to do was go pick it up. And you make the reservation. You have 2 months to make the reservation and a year to take it. So I could have pushed it off and put it for us for next year. So I'm bummed, and I'm hoping. I don't remember when they do the next ones, but they do them like a couple times a year, right? So out of the last, from the very first time I got offered one till now, I've probably missed. Well, I would have missed 2 out of the 4, so that's not bad. But I can't, if I didn't have anything going on in my life and didn't have responsibilities that at home and had kind of more simple life like I had years ago, then going on a cruise every, if you had several of them, really it's not that much. So yeah, I would have been doing that, all of them. But I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be crazy, but it was actually not bad at all. The thing, every time once in a while I'm looking for a certain picture or something, I'll see the ones of like all the sunsets that I took, and it's the back of the boat, and you can see the stream of the water separation from the boats in the ocean, with the sun going down in the background. In the back of the boat, it had this a mermaid angel at the back of the boat. It's like a sea angel. It represents, and it was really cool. That was really neat. Wow. But there is no real way to go to 4 different places and fly to them and go and have a good time for the price that you go on a cruise for. It doesn't, you can't even get a plane ticket barely for that. So it's worth it. You know what I mean? And I was mesmerized. I wish there wouldn't have been a storm so close in that side of the ocean when we were getting close to coming back up by Florida to go back to Galveston, because it did affect one of our excursions quite a bit. The water was in a place where it's supposed to be like beautifully calm, right? It was like a wave pool. And Helene was way up the coast away from there, but we were still close enough to where it was like you were getting, and the actual night that we went, where you go like from Bahama and then you go down under the peninsula of Florida and back up over into the Gulf. But when we did that maneuver, right, out of every night that I was on that boat, I always had my bathroom door open, right? I'd have it open just a little bit so that I could kind of basically, I don't know, if the door's moving, you'll know how rough the waves are because you're the way the door's moving, right? So that was kind of my like way to look and watch. And I slept on the bunk on the side where the door was so I could see it at all times. But the one night when we made that passover, that storm was running up the side to North Carolina by then. There was rough seas. And you don't feel it like you would in a smaller boat, but by the rocking of a door. You don't feel the boat rock like that so much because I was on the 10th floor, but the door does it for you, okay? Because that thing was swaying wildly, and it's never had done that before. So yeah, we caught some of that coming back around. And I'm thinking to myself, man, let's just get through this. And there was another neat feature. They had a channel on and they have very small little TVs in the basic cabins, right? Because most people aren't on there. They're not going to be in your room. You're going to your room to go to sleep, and that's it. I couldn't wait. I was never in that cabin long. I was always out there somewhere. I just loved it. And I remember thinking, here we go again. What was I just saying?
You don't want to spend any time in the cabin. Maybe get out, walking the boat most of the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that was the other way to gauge what was going on in the sea too, is you could always just go and look out, right? But one time I was sitting in the back and I was in the smoking area, and I was on this bench, and there was like these two like carts for them to like go around and bust, the tables and all the drinks that are sitting everywhere. And and that thing was moving. It like moved over towards me when the ship kind of like moved enough to where you can only tell by the things that are you're in front of you that it's doing that though. You see what I'm saying? Like a door moving or a chair slightly moving or a cart with wheels moving. That's how you can tell. But if you're looking out, you can't tell. It's weird. What's wrong, honey?
No, just a typical fucking massive leak on the one side of the bat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a vehicle leak, something leaking on a vehicle because you were just out.
One of these $3 vehicles.
Okay, well, it's probably because I didn't get anybody back outside, but they've been sleeping, at least from what I could tell. Oh, wow. Grab that bag off the porch so you can just put it right in there. And that damn light always goes off. I'm going to set the motherfuckers to 60 seconds instead of 30. Or is it on 10 seconds? Oh, ouch. Oh, that hurt. Oh, MG, guys. Are all the love bugs out there sleeping? Mary Jane Doe, what do you think? Possibly. Oh, no. I have two of them there. I thought I had two of them doubled up. Wow. Goodness gracious. Like I said, we need that yard, and I'd have one of those doggone storm doors with the dog door in it. There you go. Get the hell out. Let yourself out now. And wipe your paws when you come back in. Ah. I have a rug that says wipe your paws. It's funny. It's your guys' rug. That sounds really good. It really does. Remind me again, are you in New York or California? For some reason, I feel like New York, right? I hope I'm not wrong. I don't know. I feel like. Because I feel like I remember thinking, my friend used to live in New York and she moved to Michigan, but I was sure. I could be thinking of another person, but I'm pretty sure it was you. New York. Okay, there we go. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, my first time to ever be there was when I went to visit Beachy, and the only thing that sucked is it was our first time to meet. We'd been on the phone probably a good year and a half as friends, but we didn't end up getting to go to New York City. I wanted to go and see the memorial and everything, and we just didn't end up. It didn't end up happening. We ended up going down to New Jersey Shore, down to the boardwalk and that, because my daughter had moved down there, and I hadn't seen her in a while. They'd moved, so I hadn't seen her in 6, 7 months. It was a long time, and I really missed her. And so I could get comp free rooms even in a different state through the casinos out in Vegas. So I found that there was rooms right there right on the fucking beach, and got free room. And we drove down there, and we had the rental car was a Dodge Charger. So, and Beachy's like got an older Mustang, so she was like hot rodding the hell. She was riding that highway. Let me tell you, we was up to 100 a few times. I was a little bit nervous, but because the traffic's more than what I'm used to. But it was wild. So at least we had a nice ride to right down there, but we went down there and we took her dog. So it was fun. But I really wished we could have got to the city.
And then and I was gonna go back and we have another visit, and we were gonna try again sometime, but she moved in the meantime, closer to me actually. So you know, but that doesn't mean that, she wouldn't go back there for a visit too or something sometime. But I do, that is on my bucket list to still do the memorial. I've wanted to do it ever since they put it up, which I can't remember if it was 5 years after they finally finalized it and finished it, or I can't remember now. But what are you doing, honey? Oh, you're taking care of stuff. All right. Oh goodness. Earlier, the funny thing was is every time I would like get a call or something, he would turn some random machine on outside. Whether it was the lawnmower was only part of it, but what was the other thing? Oh, and then when I got ready to go live, all of a sudden I looked out and he was vacuuming the back of the van out, but he didn't know I was going live, like that I was under the tent. And I was standing there and I was trying to look at him through the thing. And I was like, dude, I can't. If I go inside, the dogs will start barking and you hear blowing stuff up at you. That was great. No, I've been gonna, you know what, Mary Jane? I was gonna, I don't even know, I can't even tell you how many different times. And then someone will come over and go, hey, can we grill out? And then we just end up eating something simple and don't make what I want to make. But I got some bow tie pasta and some Alfredo. And the one meal that night was supposed to be the marinated chicken kebabs with that on the side. Well, OMG. I have the yawns, dude. They say you need more oxygen when you yawn. It's why it's so abrupt. It's abrupt. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, I was telling everybody on there earlier. I'm like, yes, do some deep breaths. See, and here's the other thing: if it isn't some injury or current issue going on, then my stomach just doesn't like me, and it's always been crazy, especially if I'm under a lot of stress. It's like, OMG. Sorry about that. No more coughing into the phone. It's very loud. Yeah. I remember one of the first creators I ever hung out with online, and it was always late night. And back when they didn't have so many strict rules on here, and he would smoke once in a while, but there'd be this choking going on. And then I would mute though, because sometimes it would be happening at the same time. And it blows the eardrums out. And Mary Jane, I'm sure you remember the night that I was up all night. Like I had been up for days I had hardly had any sleep, and I like passed out because I think it must have just finally got quiet enough, or you just get comfortable enough at some point and you'll just like kind of doze off. I remember you called me on Messenger, and it scared the my phone was like right by my face. That was wild. I definitely hadn't had any coffee then.
no doubt. Good. Anyway, so yeah. Well, we've been on here for 3 hours, and nobody's coming up. I don't know. I think RC might have fallen asleep because I had talked to him earlier in the day and asked him if he wanted to pop up and panel later. And, yeah. And so I'm pretty sure that right when I started, pretty much in the beginning, I put the streamer link up because I didn't want to forget. I try to remind myself to do that every time. Yeah, I wonder. I'm thinking about trying to set some stuff up different out here so I can have like the coffee pot and that Keurig, like have them close together. But I don't really know yet. I've got all these different ideas that don't always work though. I've had to do that a few times now for people if the live keeps going after they turned off. Yeah, yeah. Except for I think my whole body turned off that night until you rang the alarm. I've never had trouble hitting the end button, just maybe not staying awake until. One time it happened. Well, actually, yeah, it was on my birthday, and it was a long time ago when uh, I had a different managing mod, and she had went ahead and ended it for me because I had fallen asleep. But I had been up forever, and it was like 4, 5 in the morning like that, and I'd partied through my whole birthday, drank all sorts of margaritas slowly over a long period of time. That way I could actually get through the whole time. It was like a 9 something hour live. It was crazy. I've never done one that long. Yeah. So I basically took you guys, like, that was like my whole birthday with me, like that whole live that night. That was pretty wild. Then I got home and, um, well, I'm trying to remember which one it was where we had we went to the Mexican place and we went, trying to remember. We came back here and we were going to do a fire. Everybody had a bit of a buzz. And then I tried to do it inside too. I remember because it was pretty warm in July, and tried to do it inside, but it was just too loud, too much noise. People talking, just the way inside of a restaurant sounds. And they have like a little patio garden area where you can sit outside to eat. So it's where we did it. It was outside, and that helped immensely because, except for one of the kids kept talking. I think it was my son or daughter. One of them kept not thinking about the fact that I was live. They just they couldn't remember it consistently, so they would like uh, say random, yeah, it's random stuff. Oh my goodness. So, well, this was basically a bit unplanned too. I didn't, I posted a few hours ahead, but tomorrow I'm going to get the Tuesday, Thursday time figured out for this week and get that posted up. So keep your notifications on, y'all, and we will end this and let everybody get to bed soon. And if I usually don't lay down until a certain time, but it depends. Like I said, if you're watching something like a movie or you're doing research, or you're watching, like catching up on true crime or whatever cases are going on, now keeps you kind of like, I don't know. I think it kind of like, it's almost like caffeine, because you're like focused on it or whatever. But
keeps you awake, you know, because you like watching, interacting with it or whatever. So I will give RC a rain check if for him to come up next time. And maybe I'll try a little earlier, like 11 or something like that, so it doesn't get too late. But yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. Hit the like, please. Mary Jane, thanks for hanging out and helping me out. It's always nice to chat with you, love. And yeah, love you guys. And Wild Angel signing off before she falls asleep, I think. See y'all soon. Bye.